Hello! Welcome to the Stream of Chaos. We are Chaosium's official live play channel, and we're here playing Call of Cthulhu. Now, currently we're running through a campaign called A Cold Fire Within. It's a pop Cthulhu series, and it's all this weird, sort of mind-bending horror that's slowly leading us towards the center of the Earth. Now, let's meet our cast before we jump into today's session. James, kick us off.
Fantastic. I am James. I am playing José Castillo, and the last time we left off, my character had just settled into a strange dream-entering device and had fallen asleep, forgetting that he can't enter dreams, and is now asleep.
Cute.
Hi, I'm Jackson. I'm playing William Vanderven. Last time, before settling into the same dream machine, Vanderven kind of failed his audition for the Paranormal Psychic Institute. He thought he could.
He actually did alright.
He did alright. He didn't do too bad.
What's your score in psychic?
Oh, that's right. No, I didn't fail at all. Yeah. I earned myself 5 points in the psychic skill.
Oh, you awakened 5 points in the psychic skill that you certainly always.
It was always there.
Welcome to the club.
Hi, my name is Rachael and I play Edie, and last we saw me, I didn't build it, but I got working the cool dream machine and I got goaded into being inside it, and I am now going to hang out in some lady's dreams on my afternoon.
Oh boy.
And I'm Daniel and I'm playing Detective Nick DeMartino, and last time, the reason we're doing all this is to find my sister, who has been who's gone missing from a not a psychiatric, but a psycho.
Paranormal.
What's the
parapsychological?
Parapsychological. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is the word. Parapsychological Institute.
There we go.
And she's gone missing from there, and we're trying to locate her. Right there. Thank you. Yeah, and I thank my friends for helping me out with that.
We have got so much information up there now.
Oh yeah,
it is
good.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's a big wall of...
We might have to start considering taking some stuff down.
I guess they can
No.
Okay.
I think the information flow is beautiful,
I
by the
don't
way.
know
It's pretty
if
good.
we need Percy. We met him for like 5
No,
minutes.
he is a good reminder of what we do when we mess up. Alright?
Consequences.
Yeah, let's put the big and little Weblands there as well. And,
Oh yeah, they're also sort of consequences. Yeah.
One of them's dead.
How many people on that board are dead or in hospital?
No, only
because of our actions?
only one is dead and one is in hospital.
I think both of the Weblands are in hospital.
Yeah, but one of them didn't die.
I
Who did die is the old lady and the policeman. that
We
sent to
never
the
found
We
dream.
out
don't
about
know
that.
if they're dead.
We did
just know
find
they-
out about it. We read it in the paper, didn't we?
No, they just went missing. There was requests for if anyone had seen them.
Didn't like a lot of people go missing though?
Yes.
Oh,
Make it better.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know, that's a winning argument.
Again, I must remind the viewers that we are the good guys. Alright?
Despite...
Because we're telling you that.
Yeah,
Don't do
exactly.
it.
And if you need to say it, that's how you know it's right.
Yeah.
Alright, so as we jump into today's session, and picking off where we were last time, the four of you have strapped yourself into a strange machine designed by the previous owner and director of the Institute, who has since gone missing. It was said that it was able to connect people during dreams, and your fifth participant, a woman named Carol, is supposed to be able to walk through dreams and believes she's being contacted by a woman named Esmeralda Ash. Your goal is to step inside her dream, see what Ash is after, and hopefully track her back to Detective DeMartino's lost sister. So, as we go into the dream, the two of you, unfortunately, will not be able to join, as a tether that held you, connected yourself into the dream plane, was broken when you died around the rings of Saturn being chased by cats. But the two of you will slowly begin to feel yourselves forming.
So these guys can't dream ever again?
They can dream, they just can't enter whatever this is. Now, the two of you find yourselves submerged in sort of an absence. There's pulsing around you, and as you begin to try and look around, you kind of find yourself pulling yourself inwards together. There's shapes, masses in every direction, and they fill your eyes and push at every sense, and it's as if you're awakening yourself from an embryo and beginning to pull through the stages of life. Other creatures are swimming around before you. They are more developed than you are. You're probably more developed than you ever will be, despite they came from so long ago. They have strange forms and they're not recognizably terrestrial at all. Can both of you make a power check for me, please, as you attempt to pull yourselves back into your most consistent form?
Secondary objective is to make these two laugh, covering their faces.
Oh, it's you. I failed.
You fail?
I failed. I'm a blob.
Succeeded by 1.
Okay, alright.
Oh, I guess I could luck it.
If you want to.
It's
It's
probably
not...
a good call.
It
right?
will make you more recognizable because as William begins to pull himself together, he takes that typical form. He's a handsome man, fairly young, dressed sharply, but there's a few features which are wrong. It's how you perceive yourself. What has William changed now that he how does he see himself in the mirror? Are any features enlarged or shrunk?
Oh. Is it just physical, or is
It could be mental as well, or a way that, like, perhaps how you dress, or it has had a physical or visible effect.
I think I don't know. I think he's got enough money that he can attain, the image that he so desires.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much physical change.
Okay, yeah. So he's kind of just as is for the most part. I think there's
no
The
change.
Adonis that he
There's
is.
no
Yeah.
change.
Maybe
You're
it's
the
like maybe it's
perfect
a little bit
human.
more grotesque.
yeah.
Like
Well, I was saying it's
grotesquely
the flaws that
handsome.
you see or whatever. So yeah, perhaps a little bit. There's a sheen to you. You don't have any flaws around you. Everything's sort of porcelain, a little bit overly smoothed, as if applied by some strange filter
Yeah.
or something.
Chin is bigger and the mustache neater and thinner.
Exactly. You begin to pull yourself in this mass and things swirl around you. They give you a passing glance, but most move on. They don't seem to treat you as anything of substance. Edie, you don't form into yourself. You form into something that you have a close tie to,
Yeah,
or someone.
okay.
Who would that look like? Unless you want to spend the luck.
No, I think
push
it's.
yourself
I think
further.
I think it's more interesting if I do it this way.
Okay.
Can I be a person, or do I
Yeah.
have to? Okay. What?
What are your other options? Like a
You've
car?
I
Bookshelf.
don't have anything written here. I just have a drawing of a cat.
Under what?
Under encounters with strange entities.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, you had your brother.
I think my brother is the first thing that popped into my head.
Okay. So what
Yeah.
does he look like?
He's obviously similar to me. I guess taller. He was older, but not by much. He's like a pretty neat and fastidious person. So I guess clean shaven,
Yep.
short hair, but wearing the familiar overalls that our family would wear and stuff like that, around the shop.
Yeah.
So
Your brother went missing when you were younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are incorporating yourself into a memory of him. His cleanliness has pulled it forward and sort of perverted itself into extremes. His nails are sort of filed down to the point that they are just part of his fingers. Every stray hair has been sort of soaped and waxed to the side of his face that makes it almost look sort of perfectly straight edged. And additionally, because he went missing and you never saw him again, your mind as a young girl was drawn to startling conclusions, what you thought might have happened to your brother. What fate do you think he met that is sort of forming here? Is his neck cut? Is he visibly drowning still? Is he trapped under rocks screaming for help?
I think she wouldn't want to think that he chose to leave. So I think it would definitely be some kind of accident. Something that happened away from home.
You guys got commissions for different work a lot of time, perhaps engaged in one of the, he took a vehicle to test it and was caught in a road accident or something. The body was never found, but...
Yeah, I would say it was something like test driving a vehicle or something, and he disappeared with a car. And so in my head it was like he was test driving it and it was made badly and swerved off the road or something, and that's how
So
he died.
you see him and he's almost perfect, except that plunged through his chest is a tree's branch, which is still connected and broken away from the larger trunk is forming just in front of you, William, as you can see them begin to come into being. Now, the two of you are surrounded, floating in this large void. What do you attempt to bring yourself towards? What's your objective? Why did you come in here again?
Do we have like a clear handle on what happened immediately prior to coming here?
Takes
or are
you
we
a-
kind of fuzzy on it?
It takes you a moment to get it back, but yeah. As you've reformed yourself, you've brought in the memories that you had. You were looking for a friend who went missing, and then you chased him into a hypnotist's home, and then, oh, that's right, you're in Woodstock, looking for DeMartino's sister, and, oh, yeah, that's right, you were in here, trying to find Carol. Are you in her dream? Doesn't really seem like it. Seems like you're in a spot between dreams. You're not there yet, and you don't really know the way. There's creatures around you, strange and unnatural. You could try and ask them for help. Alternatively, you could do this yourselves. You've done most of it yourself so far. You're together at least.
Yeah, okay.
But you don't look like you.
Yeah, I don't look like me.
That's weird.
Does he know it's me?
Kind of intrinsically. You know how you have dreams and later
Yeah.
on you realize that someone's form was different? But yeah, that's Edie.
You know.
You're confident. In fact, you're kind of not really taking in too much of the physical.
Okay.
We need to find Carol.
I can charm some creatures.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
What are
you-
these creatures again?
They're strange. They don't
They're just
really
strange.
take form, and now that you try and focus on them, they begin to pull themselves into being. You're not sure what part of this is you putting your own, I guess, desires or guesses onto them. They look like pretty typical aliens, a lot of them. Straight up little green men for a good chunk, but other ones are much stranger. Large barrel-shaped creatures with wings and innumerable tentacles that swoop past, and you decide that maybe that one's for the best that it passes.
Yeah.
Eventually you see ones that look human. Many of them are dressed in robes or attire from a long time ago.
The white robes that we wore.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, there's some like that. They have forked beards and their eyes are sort of grayed over as they swirl past you, but you could try and reach out to one of them.
I will do that.
Go ahead and make a charm check.
Alright. Oh, as soon as one gets close enough, I'll just reach out a hand.
Yeah.
William Vanderven of Earth.
Oh, Christ.
Hello! Go ahead and make a charm check.
I will do that. Success 2.
Well done. You reach out and sort of thrust your hand towards one of them, which slows to a stop and swirls itself up before you. And it's wearing robes, similar to how you perceived them. And they have a oiled, forked beard, and around their neck is a jewel, an amethyst, which sort of sparkles, even though there's no visible light. He takes your hand and shakes it and says, "Hi, it's good to meet you. How can I help?"
Oh, we were just looking for a friend's dream. Do you know anyone called Carol near here, or where she's dreaming?
He turns and sort of looks abjectly in the distance and says, "I have somewhere to be,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry to keep you.
I can help you, I think. You need to focus. You need to draw yourself into something tangible, something you can walk through. If you know where you're going, if you fix it in your mind, you can get there, but..." And he begins to step away, and as he does, he begins to lose realness. The finer details of him, pimples or sort of scars from his youth, are fading into just sort of like forgotten memories. But he says, "But be careful. The longer you stay here, the more they'll see you, and you are being watched." Then he begins to like back into the mass and away.
So we just need to think about it.
Okay, well, what do we know about Carol?
She's at the Institute?
Okay.
Not much else.
Wasn't she from... She was from New York.
She actually wasn't. She was from somewhere
Really?
further south, yeah.
God dang.
That being
Okay.
said, you can try and work on conjuring up an image. You've been assisted now. He's giving you a direction and you can set your mind to it.
Wait, so step 1 is we gotta figure out a mode of transport, right? That's what he was saying?
Yeah. Something that could tangibly take you there. A door you could open or a train you could
Okay.
board. Whatever you think you would visualize.
I immediately try and visualize a plane.
Okay, alright. Can you make a power test, and you can roll with a bonus die. So you're effectively assisted.
Success, not a success 2 or anything.
Nice. No, that's good. Go ahead and lose a d6 magic points.
How do I get those back?
Slowly.
Oh, I lost 1.
Okay, so not
Nice.
too bad. As before you, sort of coalescing out of it, at one point it's just a portion of another larger creature, but then it begins to solidify, harden, and your keen eye for detail fills out all the buttons and knobs needed to pilot a small biplane. It has a single seat at the front, and then that sort of like secondary one behind, facing backwards where a gun would be mounted, but I don't think you have experience with weaponry, so there's probably no actual gun, it's just a backwards facing seat. And as you walk towards it, or float towards it, I guess, the rotor begins to spin and the engine sputters into life. You visualize this, and by the time you slide yourself in, William, you're facing backwards and looking around at this mass, you can see in the distance, forming out of sort of like grey and shifting mass, a hill with a church on top of it and a slightly crooked steeple.
I guess we go towards that.
Do you fly there, or does the plane simply roll? Or does it just kind of go?
I can fly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a plane.
Okay, alright. You begin to go through like standard start up the engine protocol. You flick all the switches, you check the oil, everything seems right, and as you're going through it, everything is fine. It's all in operable condition, and the weather is nice. You begin to sort of think about everything and what you need. The smell comes back from when you used to fly, and as it, just before you know it, you're taking off and soaring over most of these other things around. There are visible things down there now. They're beginning to coalesce a little bit further. You can see what looks like a pre-Cambrian Earth, strange creatures from long, long ago, nothing really recognizable today, and you can see then it sort of changes and it's a crust that's still forming, and then after a moment or two there's buildings or cities down there, but they're wholly unnatural, nothing like humans have ever created. And then everything's sort of shiny and chrome and something from a distant future, or maybe a possible future, I don't really know. But before you know it, the plane's beginning to coast down, and you're arriving towards this building. Plane twists down onto the ground, and as the two of you step out, a young child walks up towards you. It's identifiably Carol, in the same way that you know this is Edie, you know this is Carol. And she walks up and she says, "I'm glad you found me. I'm concerned. I just think she'll be here soon. Come inside, if you would." She takes each of your hands and walks down. She's like 6, maybe?
Yeah, okay.
And as you have to sort of reach down to hold on to her. She walks up, and as you get towards the opening of this church, it's immense. Disproportionately so. It's as if you're perceiving this from a mouse's eye line, and each step as you begin to clamber up it is almost impossible to make your way through. Can you both make me a intelligence test? While you're in this realm, or whatever this is, your normal stats, like strength and others, are replaced by your intelligence, your power. This is you finding ways to leverage this form to ascend.
Success 3.
Nice.
Says 1.
Okay, yeah. Edie, you're kind of a natural at this. You have always been a strong dreamer, and were you capable of lucid dreaming in the past? Have you ever tried it?
I don't think she's tried it, but it's definitely something that's happened before.
Yeah, and I think you've possibly, you would go to bed musing on strange designs and sometimes wake up and have that spark, the last stroke of inspiration you needed to complete them. You begin to ascend, going up higher, and William, you're going behind, but you're struggling a little bit. You're used to a little more practicality, stuff you can touch, and every time your doubt begins to flow in, your hands sort of push through a little bit. You begin to lose traction, panic flooding in. For a moment, as you look behind you, you're sure you see a form, like your own, stretched and twisted with long fingers, but the same exact eyes that you and your sister share, looks at you from behind a distant tree. It wasn't there before, and then you sort of continue going forward. You reach the entrance to the church, and inside it's filled with people. There's clearly a mass or service going on, and they are busily going through chants that aren't English, they aren't even Latin. Clearly, if this is a memory or a dream, Carol never understood what they were saying, and now it's nonsense to you as well. Slowly begin to pick yourself between the feet as things sort of slam down around you and you have to dart around behind pews. Carol's leading you and she's getting more and more desperate now. She goes, I'm sure she's here. I can feel her getting closer and I need to speak to her. You need to hide. You need to hide and you need to listen and you need to be ready to wake me up. Where are the others? Where are the other two? Are they lost?
They're not here. They just didn't... They can't for some reason.
What do you mean? Are they stuck out there?
I don't know.
Not stuck. They're there to pull us out. So
Are they?
if anything, this is better.
Okay. Alright. You need to hide though. And then the door behind you, there's a smaller one set into it, swings open. And for a moment, a glimpse between the stomping feet, you see a figure walk through. It's a woman, tall, very tall. And as she steps through the small door, she swells up into size of the other ones around her. And although she shares a lot of Carol's features, sort of like reddish hair and dimples around the cheeks, her eyes are this hazel brown and they swell around her head and they peer around and it's immediately this sort of like your heart swells inside you as panic or some sort of strange desire fills it. Where do you try and hide? There's pews scattered around, there's shoes which have been discarded or maybe a dropped book. Otherwise there's the altar on the highest point. What are you thinking?
Are there any like, not like curtains, but like banners or something? Or is there anything hanging from the
Yeah, there's
walls?
large tapestries that roll down each of the sides and the fringes at the bottom just barely touch it and you could scurry around behind them. Can you make a stealth check, please? And you can do so with a bonus die.
I'm gonna spend 15 points of luck.
Okay, alright.
There are these giant people sitting in the pews?
Yeah, many of them are standing now and filling the room with song, but there's a lot around.
I guess let me try to jump into a sock.
Okay, alright.
So I can hitch a ride if things turn bad.
Yeah, do you want to make a climb check or are you still going for stealth?
Stealth is 1 point better.
Yeah,
so
let's
I'll-
take that.
I'll
Go ahead
take
and make
that.
a stealth check and you can also roll it with a
Okay,
bonus die.
Thank you. It's not going to help me. 39. We're talking 18 points of luck.
You what you're spending?
That seems worth it.
Alternatively, you could try and push it. You've seen Edie begin to sort of pull things and coalesce them before you. You can push this with a power roll, and it's going to be hard given its sort of spur of the moment. And you'll actually be manifesting something which you can crouch behind.
I like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll again. This time you're going for power. You still have the bonus die.
Thank you. It's very kind of you. Ooh, very nice. 18.
Well done, alright.
Success too.
What is something that could feasibly be here that you're now scurrying behind?
Like a handbag.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
sort of it's a handbag you're familiar with. It's your sister's one.
Right.
Very formal and inside are tucked away business notes and pens and meetings and things. And as you scurry behind it, you're filled with the scent, like the smell that you remember from home and the office where she works. As the tall woman, who seems to be resembling Carol's mum, but you're keenly aware is not, strides down before her, Carol herself steps out in the center and waits for her, kind of drawing her towards her. The woman crouches down before her and says, Carol, oh Carol, come with me. We're going now on a camping trip. Up and up, then down, down, down. Carol is immediately changed a little bit. She reaches out almost unaware of herself and takes a few steps forward. She is drawn in by this smooth voice that rings out, and the two of you can't help but kind of get it as well. You couldn't go on a camping trip. This person seems lovely. There's something about them that just fills you with comfort, safety, but also that like desire to do something new. Both of you make power tests. You're gonna need to resist this effect, unless you wish to succumb.
I fail.
All good.
Okay, you nestle back down and hold yourself tight, leaning against the side, but you can hear something in that. There's a like sense of belonging or something, or maybe it's just that you know you're always been rational. And rationally you know that she has answers. You're kind of telling yourself, well, if I step out and if I talk to her, I can probably find more. And realistically, the logical thing would be to agree to go with her and to meet her somewhere else. You step out and begin to walk further forward. As this woman continues to speak to Carol, Carol's beginning to age before you. She's swelling up from an infant. She's beginning to go through her teenage years. The woman speaks again and she goes, head northwest into the woods And she sort of pinches her cheek and she says, "Walk until your feet bleed. I'll find you when you sleep and rest." As you walk out forward now, she catches your eye. She sees you, and she starts for a moment. You see the visage drop, that sort of, I guess, illusion of pleasantness, and sort of like shock and possibly disgust fills her eyes for the moment. It's enough for you to kind of shake yourself a little bit further. And she looks out and she goes, Who are you? As Carol suddenly ages up, rolling backwards and sort of clutching to the ground as she becomes an older crone. She shrieks out in a gasping voice and she goes, "She's here! She's here! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!" And she begins to pinch at your arms. She rolls towards you and shakes you desperately to waken. Both of you make one more power test as the large woman now bounds forward and begins to head towards you.
6. I'm gonna look it down to a success 3.
Okay, all right. You weren't seen at all, and you sort of like close your eyes and you begin to will yourself away. You let yourself sink into the floor, fading away, and soon you sort of roll backwards and you're filled in that strange grey horizon. But just before you wake up, following you through the floor is that tendrilled, stretched form that's similar to your own that reaches out towards you and begins to move towards with long claw-like hands. Yourself, you're quicker about it, and you need to be, because the woman, who you presume is Esmeralda in some form, is bounding over things and moving things around to make this the easiest chase she can. She has control here, a lot of it, and more than Carol can possess. You close your eyes, pinch your ears, and will yourself back awake. With a start, you come back to, and you're still strapped into the machine. It's vibrating and hovering behind you, and Carol, to your left, has tears streaming down her face, and her teeth are gritted tightly shut. You can see a bead of blood that's dropping from a sort of pinched lip. You also feel, for a moment, like a chill that goes down your spine, like when someone walks over your grave. You're the only one awake, though, and everyone else is tied asleep.
I'm gonna try and get free.
Okay. It takes you a moment to sort of jam things away, and you sort of panic. You know when you wake up, you're in a strange place, you don't know what's happened, and you're restrained, but then you remember things, and you find the first one I think your next weren't bound, and then you're able to sort of, with your teeth,
like
pull at the
hands,
hands, get them free, and then you stand up, sort of staggering and taking a moment to breathe. Who are you going to first?
I was gonna just turn the whole thing off.
Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
I will...
No, I would say that's well within your suit.
Yeah,
That's your kind of thing. You lean over, and as you head towards it, can you make an, I think, electrical repair or your trade, something like that, to bring this to a rapid shut without damaging it?
Success.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you build a failsafe into this. You were aware of, risk that it overpowers or draws too much energy. You head over to a large switch, and as you throw it, the whole thing begins to power back down. As you do, slowly, Van der Ven wakes up. You sort of blink, and that thing was still right in front of your face. And as you come back to, the others are still sleeping, though. And Carol, while asleep, is beginning to sort of mutter slightly to herself and hiccups once as tears roll down her cheek and begin to drop onto her shirt below.
Wake the others up.
Okay.
Just wake them up. Wake them up. I'm gonna try and wake up Carol.
Okay.
How
You
it
head
goes
over
up.
to Carol and begin to sort of like slap at her a little bit. She's in a deep sleep, and it's almost like she's resisting it or fighting against it. I'm gonna need to make a power test for her. As what are you doing?
Waking these two up.
Okay. Can you two both make power tests for me, please, with a bonus die?
Us
me.
two. Us
These two.
Us
The
two.
two of you, yes. Sorry.
Bonus die as well.
Oh, bonus die. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, David, I have advantage on power tests, so do I have 2 bonus die?
Yeah, definitely.
What? Lame.
You're
Success.
Yep, just a regular success.
Oof. Oh my god. Fumble, pass.
Oh, I wanted it. All right, yeah, the two of you are able to stir yourself back in together, and Carol, it takes a moment, but suddenly her eyes swing wide. She sort of barks out a panicked scream, and she begins to look around the room. She's going, "She's here! She's here! She's still here! I can feel her."
I'm gonna start is she like restrained?
Yeah.
I'll
You begin to unstrain her as she begins to sort of like pull herself up, and she's swinging her head around, looking desperately for anything else.
Where is she?
See her? I don't know. I can't see her. She was in my head. She was here. Felt her in my body.
What's going on? What's happening?
The
There
two
was-
of you, as far as you're aware, were in a deep restful slumber that you have been sort of sparked back from. It's as if you fell asleep and woke back up again.
I'd like to pull my gun out and be like,
Yeah?
I've been woken up to, she's going like, she's here. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
alright, where is she? Where is she?
I'll join in. I'll pull out my pistol as well.
Okay.
Pointing guns around.
A bunch of guns come out and you begin to swing them around the area as Carol, looking up, unafraid of the guns, continues to scream, "She's here! She's here!" Can you two both make spot hidden checks as you're looking for it? What are you two doing?
Can you try and calm her? I can't. I got a machine.
I can certainly
I
try.
messed up the dice roll. I rolled the wrong dice, so I'm
Okay.
rolling again. Pass.
I'm quite good at spot hidden, but not that good.
Not this time? Okay. Neither of you see anything, but just as you begin to like swing your gun around, you're standing beside one of the windows. You feel something cold, like a chill that runs through your hand and away, just this portion of it, as if something has sort of passed through it, something ethereally cold.
Can I make a listen check?
Still can't see anything. Yeah, sure, you can try, but it's going to take you a little bit longer.
Okay, I'll wait.
Did you want to try and
Yeah,
calm
I'll
Carol?
go over to Carol.
Okay. She's in a frenzy at this point. She saw the one thing she feared most, and she's woken up to see things in a little bit of disarray. Make a charm check. I think this is going to be hard. And what are you saying to her?
Carol, there's no one here but us. Just your friends, and we're here to protect you. Look, she's all gone. We got in there, we figured out what was happening, and we got you out.
She shakes her head, refusing to believe it. Go ahead and make a charm check.
I will for 6 points.
Okay, all right.
Hard success.
You begin to ease her down, and she's no longer in the throes of panic. She's not just repeating the same statement, but as you get her down, she sort of holds on to you and she says, "No, she's not like me. She can't just walk through dreams. She has to be here to do it. I'm sure of it. She's here somehow. In this room."
Who is she? This is Miss Ash?
Ash. Yes, I saw her walking through Nora's dreams. I know it's her. I know she wants me to go north.
Okay. But if you think she's, somehow still in this building, we could leave tonight. Would that help?
Now.
Okay.
Now.
But that's what we'll do.
Edie, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go check the doors. Is there any windows or anything?
Yeah, there's a single window, sort of one of those circular ones with the cross through it, that currently José is standing in front of. And apart from that, there is the closed now thing that leads to stairs down. Trapdoor thing.
Okay. There's no signs anywhere of anyone being like.
No, as you look around, nothing immediate. You can go ahead and make a spot hidden test, trying to look for footprints or something. It's a lot of dust up here, and you might have noticed it if someone had moved through.
Ooh, I fumbled.
Oh no. As you begin to look around, you feel... You know what? Yeah, hang on.
That's not a good.
Yeah.
I don't think it
Actually,
is.
I know what to do with that fumble.
It'd be funny.
As you look over and you're looking out the window to try and see something, three of you separate rounds. You're looking towards the floor or something, and you're swinging your gun around. You see for a moment your reflection has these brilliant dark brown hazel eyes that are a part of your reflection looking at you, and then a slightly different form shifts ever so slightly away and rises up. As this happens, and given you failed the roll previously, you suddenly feel this connection that kind of rides between you and them, and it's not desperation, but you just feel that you would do anything for them. Can I have your character sheet, please?
There's nothing written on the back.
I will. There will be now.
Because I forgot to fill it out. Could you pass it across?
I can make that. Nope.
Ooh, it's close.
good catch.
We're good.
Excellent.
All right.
Can we get an action replay? That was up.
Yeah. Or like when there's
Gap
no
between
camera.
cameras.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well, if there's no cameras there, we can make it seem like it was cool, much cooler than it actually was. DMGM, writing on the character sheet.
All right.
Ooh,
Thank you.
don't look.
Yeah, I won't
DeMartino.
DeMartino.
He
But
already
then
wrote on the back of mine.
what you saw for just a moment begins to shift away and heads down and away towards the mountains. What are the three of you guys
Can
doing?
I get a quick, just like a quick question? Am I like?
You are not...
Am I upfront about this?
It is up to you. No, you're probably aware that this was something happening too.
Okay.
You still feel it, and you are not currently in a bout of madness, so you're not driven to fulfill it. You can kind of know that's a little odd. You can sequester it away, but you do have that feeling, kind of like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
or something,
Okay. Yeah.
maybe.
Cool.
All right, what's going on? Carol is quiet for the moment, and she actually seems to be calming down a little bit more. She wants to leave. She wants to leave now. But what are you guys doing? Her cries have also probably awakened those downstairs. You can hear footsteps approaching the ladder. Or it's ladder's up, so just approaching from below.
We should take her downstairs. We should leave.
Well, yeah, let's pack up our things and head out
Where
as
is
soon
it?
as
Where
possible.
did it go? Is it still out there?
There was nothing in here, was there?
Wasn't there?
Maybe nothing we could see. I don't think we should stay here any longer. Come
I
on,
think
let's...
maybe she means that Ash is somewhere in the building somehow still, so we should get out of here while we can.
Has she calmed down?
She's calmed down in that she's not in hysterics,
Yeah.
but she's still very worried.
Look,
I mean, if it would calm her down, sure.
what? Leave the building.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if we have to.
Yeah, but okay, yeah. I mean, this is where are we going? This is like the one safe place we got.
We're
It's
just
also
going
like-
away from here for now.
We got a message in the dream. We got a message to go.
Yeah, but
north.
it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
We can't just leave.
We got plenty of supplies. We can camp
Yeah,
out
yeah,
or go back to the hotel.
Just well, maybe we should sleep here. Oh no!
From downstairs, you hear a hello, and the pull ring from beneath is tugged. The thing begins to raise, and the stairs sort of folded away, begin to tumble
I
down.
put my gun away.
Yeah.
Um.
From beneath, you can see Dr. Winslow, who begins to like look up, and he's in like a nightgown with a straight up hat on top, and he leans and goes,
Adorable.
"Are you all right?"
Yes, we got the results from the experiment. They're very interesting, but now we have to go to analyze them.
Carol darts behind you, and now that the door is open, she begins to sort of hurry down them. Not sprinting, but that like, okay, time to go. Down we go. Here we go. She moves down, and Winslow sort of seeing her, she's, are you all right? She disregards him, heads into her room, and begins to shove things into a bag. He looks, he goes, did something happen?
Yes, just the dream therapy went. Well, we got results, as I said. But
Well, what happened? That's my specialty. I'm trained as a dream researcher.
well, as far as we can tell, Miss Ash is trying to contact Carol through her dreams, and Carol seems to think that she's still here.
He sort of says, seems unlikely. He looks up and he sees Nesbitt's device, and it wasn't hidden from him that you were intending to use it. You mentioned to the director, and he says, "That thing work?"
Yes, Miss
No,
Cheong
not at
did
all.
quite a good job of getting it back up.
He looks between the two of you, and okay,
It worked perfectly.
Well, if you're
Yeah,
not,
it did.
he seems pretty eager to. He's like, "Well, I'd like to speak with you, understand what happened. I mean, we should get this recorded. Would you mind having a short interview?"
I think it's more important we make Carol feel safe.
Of course.
First, do no harm and all that.
Of course.
We'd be happy to accompany her. Perhaps we'll go back to the hotel down in town for a night.
If Carol needs to be elsewhere, we can accommodate that. I can have one of the groundskeepers bring a car around and take her, unless you feel a need to travel with her yourselves. Or similarly, I can come with you. My device is portable. I'd really like to hear what's happened. Jose, I presume you're with Carol in the other room.
I am with Carol.
She's got she's got like a suitcase, which her clothes were packed away in the cupboards pretty neatly. She's now hurling all of those in, and you can help her to kind of make sure you look around, you make sure everything is covered, but she's pretty eager to go. And within only a short few moments, she's coming back out the door and heading towards the stairs, not even remotely joining this conversation, just going straight for the door.
As we walk out, I'll yell out the stairs, "We have to go," and then follow up after her.
Winslow looks between us and goes, give me a moment. I'll fetch my device, or I can get another cab, and I'll meet you down there.
That'd be fine.
I think if it's not safe for her, then surely it's not safe for anybody. We should everybody should leave.
It seems unlikely that... I mean, if they're only dreams at the end of the day, there's substance to them, and they can offer insights, but no one's ever been hurt from a dream.
But people have gone missing.
That's why I'm interested. Listen, I'll inform the director she can stay up. She can watch through the night. If anything happens, she'll get in contact. She'll call us down at the hotel. I'm coming with you. And he's going to head off and grab his device. He's going to be a moment or two to assemble that. It's finicky machinery.
While he's going then, I'll turn to you guys and go, what happened? The machine didn't work, did it?
No, it worked,
for us. We were there. Where were you guys?
Where were you? I don't know. I just fell asleep, and then I woke up to screaming and yelling.
We were in a dream place. I don't know. It was hard to describe, but we met up with Carol, and it seemed like Ash.
She was visited by one Miss Ash, who we know to be a patient or a resident of the Institute, but she disappeared 3 years earlier.
I think she left. She didn't explicitly disappear. She voluntarily left.
Miss Ash used to. This is the interview with Miss DeMartino.
The other one you have just to the right of it is the summary. Is Ash's bio, I
Esmeralda
guess,
Marie Ash.
And that is a picture of Ash at the top.
which was attached with the file.
It says she disappeared.
It
3
says she
years
disappeared?
before Miss DeMartino came here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From downstairs you hear, "Are we going?"
I guess we gotta go then.
If she feels safer at the hotel, that's probably the best course of action.
Yeah, did you find anything about Nora though? Like, where's my sister?
I drove one of the cars up. I'm loading her into the car.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So the two of you are downstairs. She'd be
Engines
eager to get
running,
going.
yeah.
She's
We had
hugged
a
herself.
message. We had a message from Miss Ash that we have to go northwest into the woods. Now, I'm sure we don't want to go there in the best interests of us, but it's probably in the best interests of your sister that we do.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
that's where she
that fits.
went.
There were tracks going into the mountains as well. Seems like that's where she's going.
We have to walk northwest until our feet bleed.
That sounds less good.
From downstairs
sure
you
it
hear
doesn't
an
mean
engine
that.
roar into life, and Jose departs.
I am waiting outside. I'm
Okay,
not gonna
there's the
drive
other
off.
car that they could all fit
No,
in.
I'm starting
Okay.
the engine. It's
If that's the
idling.
case, then Carol's very eager to be going.
Well,
and
that's
she's
up
looking at
to
you
you.
and goes, "You promised."
There's one more person coming.
She leans over and slams on the horn. Anyone who was still asleep is now woken up.
That's our cue. Let's not keep it waiting.
Yeah, alright, sure.
Alright, you grab the rest of your stuff, and given you gave it a moment or two to discuss, Winslow comes out. He's got his robe tucked into a pair of pants. He hasn't had time to find a shirt, and he's pulling the hat off as he's got cut under him a briefcase, which he's buckling shut, which holds his recording device, and a just ring of paper above it as he comes around and goes, sorry, it looks like you're still here. Do I have time to, is there space to ride with you?
Yes, that'd be fine.
Okay, and he's going to come downstairs. The four of you load up into the car with your two acquaintances, and as you begin to head out, you're driving down dark roads late at night in an area that is unlit. I'm going to do a drive auto test from both people piloting a vehicle.
Oh, that's right. What you cars?
I guess one of them is me.
Only if you want to. I mean,
I will luck this.
Success 2 for me.
Okay. How much luck are you spending?
A lot.
Oh,
Shit.
Yeah.
how much?
25.
Oh,
that's
Okay.
a lot of luck.
Yeah, that is.
Probably not going to be at what?
Alright. Edie picks out a route pretty safely, chewing through gravel and heading down into the town of Woodstock itself. You find yourself slipping towards one of the edges, and for a moment you lose control as the front wheels begin to sort of just lash from one side to the other. In a panic, you sort of, rather than going for the brake, you go for the accelerator, and fortunately for you, you're able to mount back up onto the curb and roar forwards. You actually bypass Edie for just a moment until bringing the car back under control. Things in the back are rattled a little bit, and Carol's let out a shriek and grips the top thing with all her strength. But you are able to safely descend, and the six of you arrive in Woodstock late at night. It's probably 2 a.m, and this town is absent during the day. It is deader at night.
But
There's no one around.
I tipped the hotel guy really
You
well.
did, and he wants your money.
Everyone does.
All right.
Man,
So
you're right. This is the first time that's actually. Well, it gets often a benefit
It's been useful.
when money gets flashed out.
Okay. As the two cars pull up, we see the 6 of you each helping one another out of the car, and behind you in the distance, over the mountains, the moon is sort of rising up and past them, illuminating the stars in the sky. You walk towards the door. There's no lights on, but as you get inside, you can see that same bell, which you can handily ring and summon the attendant.
Hey!
It rings out for the first time, then you hit another couple times. Takes a moment or two, and at one point you hear a coming, and then a few minutes more later, the same gentleman you saw previously, pulling on a robe over his sleeping garments, comes down and sees you and
Good
hello?
morning. So sorry to get you up. Our camping trip didn't go quite as expected, and we were hoping that you'd indulge us with some rooms for the rest of what remains of the night.
Certainly. Yes, we'd be pleased to have you.
So sorry again. Do you have 6 available?
Quite alright. 6 rooms?
Yeah.
They're small rented villas. They can each house 6 people.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Probably 8 in a pinch.
Excellent.
Although I can set you up with 2 separate. And he pulls down 2 keys if you'd be comfortable.
No, I suppose one would be fine. For now.
We do have a late night fee.
Oh,
Late
that-
arrival fee, and he puts it back, puts the key down, slides across you, and holds his hand out for money.
That's-
It is trivial to you. Still, even with the late arrival fee, it
But a
means
few
nothing.
$1,000.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And with the key in your hand, you all head out the back to the guy sort of like, "Yeah, have a good night," and then closes the door. You head up one of the paths, passing little hedgerows of bushes and flowers, and get to a cute little cottage. As you open it, slides in, you can see dust in the air a little bit where the moonlight shines through it. This place has been probably not kept as clean as it necessarily should have been, but there's been no one here for a while. As you step inside, you can unload some of your luggage. Carol's still clutching her backpack. She looks around. It's like one of those ones where there's the lower area that is completely opened up, kitchen to one side and a living room in front of a fire, and then up in rafters, there are 4 rooms, each with sort of twin beds and stuff, where you can make yourselves comfortable. Winslow immediately heads over to the dining table, flicks open his thing, and begins to fiddle with the contraption that he carries for recording. Carol, looking back and forth, heads over to the windows, leans out and stares up past the Institute and towards the mountains beyond.
To the northwest.
That's right.
Does she seem better?
She seems less panicked.
Yeah.
Admittedly, Jose's driving probably didn't help a lot, but it did help a bit, being away from there, and she's beginning to center herself. You can see her breathing steadily, kind of forcing herself to be calm. That being said, she doesn't look like she's going to sleep anytime soon. That being said, they're both away. The 4 of you can have a private conversation.
I think we should get some rest now. I don't think there's any point in doing a debrief now. We can do it in the morning. And then, to be honest, I think we gotta go pretty quick. Look, we know that my sister's up there, and now that everyone's safe, I really want to go find her. It's almost definitely has something to do with August and Fontanelli, and I think that's irrefutable at the moment, right?
No point in traipsing out in the middle of the night, though.
No, but we should get some sleep now. I don't think we necessarily owe Winslow an explanation.
Are we gonna leave them here, Winslow and Carol?
I think this is the safest place for him, if not organized for Carol to go home.
Well, that makes sense. He has a duty of care to her. Surely he'll do his best to keep her here, and she feels safer here than up at the Institute.
I'm sure they're safe here anyway.
She can debrief him on what happened in the dream world anyway.
Quite right.
In these dreams, as you call them. I don't know. Sorry.
I don't believe in dreams.
I don't know. I forgot I hadn't been to the dream
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
have, but
Then you got killed there.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can't go back.
yeah. I think we gotta go get some shut-eye.
I agree.
Winslow finishes winding one of these things up, and he sort of flicks it on and goes cycle through, and he turns to the 4 of you and says, "Right, shall we?"
I'll stay and talk to Winslow. The 3 of you should head to bed.
Well, I'd rather speak to the 2 of you. You mentioned you had more luck.
I'll be happy to give you a brief summary, but then we should get some rest.
I
It's been
understand
a
at
trying
first
night.
account, dreams tend to drift away overnight. This is while it's fresh. We should be thorough now.
I think we should just talk to him and get it over and done with.
You 2 could head back to bed for sure.
I'd like to keep one of you if you didn't experience anything. I'm curious as to why. If anything, one from each group should offer the most thorough
Why
summary
don't-
of the events.
Why don't Are we driving tomorrow or are we hiking?
I think both.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to go to bed because I have to drive a car tomorrow.
That's fine.
I'd like to stay up with Carol for a time. Whether you want to stay and do the debrief, you're welcome to, but I'll stay up at least for a while. I'm happy to do the debrief afterwards if needed.
Okay. If that's what you want to do, I really think we should all get some shut-eye, but that's your choice. I'm going to go to bed. We got to leave pretty early tomorrow morning as well. We want to make the most of the day. Get
First
up as high into those mountains as we can.
Okay, so the two of you are heading upstairs. You find a pair of rooms and throw yourself down on double beds and begin to go to sleep. You weren't too troubled by things, but Edie, do you have any concerns going back to sleep?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't enjoy the experience, so I feel like I'm just tossing and turning a little bit.
For a while,
Yeah.
until hopefully, eventually, sleep takes you. Okay. The two of you downstairs, Winslow flicks on a few lights and seats himself across from both of you. Carol is walking back and forth, and then eventually, just to find something to do with herself, she's in the kitchen and begins making tea or finding something, and will eventually come with hot drinks. She's around,
Yeah.
so you can keep an eye on her.
I'm going to try and kind of pace between Vandervan and Carol, making sure the two of them
Yeah.
are always good.
As Winslow begins to start the recording, he introduces himself, the subjects, gives a brief summary of how he understands the situation to have occurred, and then begins to launch into basically an interview, getting a very detailed summary of events. You're probably the quickest, Jose, given you didn't experience anything. What are you telling him? Do you mention your previous encounter on Saturn and any possible theories of... You felt something be severed. There's a connection there somewhere.
Can I request to go after Mr. Vandervan so I can have him set the tone of the discussion?
Sure. All right. William, what are you telling him?
Giving him like the briefest outline and waving away any like specific questions.
Okay.
To get this done as fast as possible.
Sure, he is very thorough, and as soon as you set yourself down in this, you're like, oh, this is probably going to take a while. You can make a persuasion test or fast talk to try and drag this out, or sorry, to try and speed this up and get it done as quickly as possible.
Well, I'll talk fast.
All right, go
fast
for it.
talk.
How fast can you talk?
Literally
fast
talking
enough.
fast to get it done quickly.
Not fast enough.
Okay. This guy is actually really good at this, and he has interesting insights. Every now and then when you try and sort of just speed the conversation ahead, he mentions something and you're like, oh, that's curious, and you find yourself expanding on things almost against your will. He's very good. And also, as you check the time, the hours are just slowly going past. At this rate, you will be up all night.
Oh no.
Jose, you will be a very quick interview. Do you want to get this over and done with and go to bed? Or are you going to stay up with Mr. Vandervan and
I'll
Carol?
stay up with Mr. Vandervan and Carol.
Okay.
If Carol wants to sleep, I'll set her up on the couch or whatever.
Okay. Winslow believes you is the ultimate explanation. He buys your story, and he genuinely believes that you found some sort of connection. He expands, believing that where you first were must have been some sort of in-between space. You were actually projecting your consciousness somewhere, and we believed it was possible. I'd read Nesbitt's files, but to actually hear a first-hand encounter is spectacular. In theory, by being able to enter that space, you didn't have to go to Carol. You could have gone anywhere, really, observed uncountable things. It's shocking to think of, and what you witnessed, I mean, there was no reason for that to be on your mind. The only conclusion to draw is that you actually witnessed an element of history unfolding. What this was is shocking and warrants much deeper research. Do you have any questions for him? Any detail you want to try and pull out? Otherwise, you can eventually fall asleep or for maybe an hour or two, just as dawn is about to break.
I guess Carol was quite convinced that Miss Ash must be in that building somewhere. Is that possible at all?
Whether Miss Ash was in the building, I doubt, but if you had to go through a device to project her consciousness, it stands to reason possibly her consciousness or her self was in the building. You were close at hand, and it still took a monumental effort for you to arrive in Carol's dream. That she has the ability to do so naturally is rare and interesting. Miss Ash may have a similar ability, but yes, I think that some aspect of herself was there, and maybe she's intrinsically tied to the Institute and finds it close, but sort of thinks, I don't see any reason why she wouldn't be here now as well.
What can you tell us about her disappearance? Was there any circumstances around it? Similar circumstances to those of Ms. DeMartino?
Not similar necessarily, although I suppose there were similarities. She was troubled, and she was troubling. She was difficult to work with. She made a case for everything, and she was very, very personable. She had a way of getting what she wants. I believe you've read her file. She could make unreasonable demands that just seemed right at the time. Eventually, we began to learn to put our foot down, and she stormed off. We always assumed she just went back home, given she had her fill of the Institute, but maybe not. I'm not so sure anymore. She used to bang on about forgotten places and absent leaders, people that should rule over us. I just missed it at the time. I thought she was mad.
Well, we certainly hope we don't come up against her in any kind of oppositional way.
No, I suppose not.
Listen, I think it's best if the cabin stays with you for a few days at least. Maybe keep Carol here and look after her as best you can.
Sure.
We should ask Carol what she wants. She might want to take a bus back to New York.
That's true. Is Carol going to bed or?
Nope, she's nearby.
Oh, okay. Carol, what do you want?
I want to leave. To be honest, this is too close, and I don't like that I can see it. I can get myself home from here, though. I'll hitchhike or get a bus or something. I'll head back to a major thoroughfare, and I'll get a plane home.
Can I reach into my coat and give her enough money for a bus ride back?
Sure.
Right.
She, actually, as you hold it out, she like smiles at you, but she's fine. Thank you, though. I always intended to return. Thank you for your help, and best of luck.
Well, please look me up when you get back to New York, and when you think we're back, my card.
she takes it and says, thank you. I will. Best of luck to you. I don't think I'm going to sleep, but I think I'll lie down for a while. And she's going to head up to one of the beds. Winslow, seeing dawn beginning to break, clicks off the recorder, which had been running for hours on end, taps it and says, well, I think that's enough for now. My mind's turning. I'm not going to be going to sleep for a while. I'll watch over Carol if you need to get going. And as that happens, the door creaks open and DeMartino steps out, sort of tapping at his foot. And the two of you have gone completely through the night without rest.
Oh, no.
No, it's okay. You can sleep in the car.
I had such a good night's sleep. It feels amazing. You know when you just like really sleep and full 8 hours, you know? Oh, it's beautiful.
Can
I heal?
Yeah,
I really need it.
Yes, you can heal 2 points.
I really need
2
it.
points. Edie, you were eventually able to fall asleep. You don't remember any of your dreams in that way that they were with you until right when you woke up. All you remember is you were speaking to a very old friend.
Cool.
Dear.
Yep.
It was a nice dream.
It was.
They were a nice friend.
They were. All right, time to go. Hit the road.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm driving.
All right. As you head down, you didn't even have the chance to like unpack your gear, really. Anything? Did you want to do something?
I'm gonna once we're all loaded up and into the car, I'll head back inside. I need to get something. I'm gonna head back inside quickly, and leave the others out in the car because I want to do something sneaky.
Okay.
But we can jump to that later.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll circle back to you in a moment.
Sorry.
We'll do that before we leave. Heading downstairs, the gentleman who gave you the keys is heading up the small thing. He's got a platter with a cup, like one of those ones with the cover on it, of breakfast. He's coming and says, "Oh, Mr. Vanderven.
Sorry, an early start.
Leaving so soon?
Yeah, we can take it to go, though.
Oh, all right. I'll find something to put it in." He's heading back and he's going to say, "Will your friends be staying?"
Yeah, well, you can talk to Carol and the doctor. However long they need to stay, you just let me know and send me the invoice, won't you?
Oh, well, sure. And I'll make sure they're comfortable. I might move them up to the deluxe.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Okay, he takes it and smiles and then happily moves over all the food into smaller plates, which he hands over to each of you and merrily waves as you get into your cars. As the three of you are loading gear in, Jose, you can slip away for just a moment. You go back to grab the last of the luggage or something.
Yeah, I'm going to go in. I'm gonna where are the other two inside?
Carol is lying down. She's headed up to one of the rooms, but the door is open. And Winslow is playing back the recording, seated over in the corner, and writing down notes as he gets his impressions down. You guys have been going back and forth getting luggage for a while, so he doesn't really notice that you're here. Not immediately. He's aware you're there. He doesn't think anything of it.
I'm gonna go over to him, and I'm gonna sit down and say, I don't trust you. I want you out of here. Leave Carol alone.
He's genuinely taken aback. Can you make an intimidation test?
I'm taking it
Punch
back.
him.
Kill him.
Success, yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's shocked. He goes, why? I assure you, I had nothing to...
I don't want to have this conversation. Get out, or I'll destroy this machine and leave you for Black Eye.
He's just genuinely shocked. He goes, well, all right.
Out the door.
Will you make sure Carol gets on her... But you know what? Fine. He begins to buckle it up, and then he says, can I at least just say goodbye and that she'll sort herself out? I'd rather she not come down and I'm missing.
I jerk my head towards the door.
All right, he heads up. Are you going to follow him and go with him?
Yeah, I'm storming
All
out.
right. You storm up, and Carol hadn't gone to sleep. She pulls herself up out of bed, and she sort of looks around. He goes, Carol, unfortunately, I'm needed back at the Institute sooner than I would have liked. I trust you can find the bus on your own. She shakes it. I had no intention of staying any longer. I'll probably head down now. And they both will come back with you. Or unless you want to not be seen with them, if you want to make pace.
That's all right.
Okay, they're going to head back, and they're going to begin to make their own way separate. Actually, Winslow will flag down a cab, or have a cab directed that will take him up, and another one for Carol to take her down towards one of the larger cities.
Cool.
As you can slide into one of the cars
Jump
with the
back in.
others. You begin to head off. Do you guys want to have a conversation or plan or anything, or are you going to figure it out on the road?
So we're heading. Let's look at the map. The map.
Yeah, what's the road called?
Devil's Path, Devil's Trail.
There's an
So,
actual road.
We're
It's-
here.
Yep.
We want to go to
Up to number 7.
Mink Hollow Road.
Yep.
And then up to.
Just off the front.
Am I?
Where you're pointing.
Or whatever. Okay, so we want to go to 7.
Yep. And then head north up the road.
We want to cut through
And then
here.
cut through that wilderness
Yeah.
where we will eventually hit that red line that is the Devil's Pass. Hopefully shaving off a few...
Weeks.
Well, yeah, we are pretty
This
far
is-
behind.
This
but
is where
every...
Ash was telling us to go, right?
Northwest.
She wanted us to go northwest.
Which is almost directly in
We'll
that
take a stance, we'll drive instead of walking till our feet bleed.
way. Yeah.
Bold.
Well, drive until our tires pop.
The other thing is, like, are we still gonna take 2 cars?
I actually, going off-road, I'm supremely confident that
Again,
won't
I
be
don't
able to
think
get
we're
this
gonna
thing
get
going.
far
I will
off-road.
drive.
I think
I
we're gonna
will
get
drive.
up to the end of the road and then hike the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're not going to drive into the wilderness, but we'll drive to the end of Mink Hollow Road,
Yeah.
and then we'll walk.
I mean, we'll drive as far as we can, but I don't think it's gonna be that
I
far.
mean, I don't think this thing has 4 wheels. I mean, is it a 4-wheel drive? We established.
Both of them.
I think we
The
said
other
that
day-
it worked. I think you invented 4-wheel drive just
Yeah,
for this
so hang on.
purpose.
So I've modified this to be a 4-wheel drive.
But also the other car is the brothers' like Ranger vehicle.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that one. We'll dump your dumb car here.
The car that you built.
I didn't build it.
Oh, okay.
You brought
You
it
modified.
to me
That's
with like
true.
holes in it, and you were like, "It's not starting," and then you left the keys at home. And I was like,
You just hadn't refilled it. He didn't understand fuel needed to go in.
I put money in.
I just put money straight in the tank. It didn't work.
You know, I put the speed holes in there for you. I got that started.
What?
Put some speed holes in there. You can
Where?
Go faster. You said it had holes in it.
Catches the wind, and then that makes it faster.
Alright. I still don't know what we established.
Sorry, we're dumping Van de Ven's car and we're taking
Well, no, I
the
thought we should-
Weblin brothers car.
We're just taking the one car at the end of the road.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want. Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't know if we want to take the car that was actively involved in a crime.
Or
No, we do wanna take
we
it.
do want to take that car so that we're not linked to it.
We do need to dump your
All right,
car
we're
so
taking
we're
the
not
car.
linked. Okay, we need to dump.
Vanderbilt car is only tied to white collar crimes.
I have noticed there is a lake on the map. Can we dump Vanderven's car in this
In
lake?
the lake?
Why are we
Are you
jumping
gonna?
out of
I
the
tell you
car
what,
in
if
the
you're
lake?
driving it and he's not there, you don't even have to ask permission.
Why? I don't see the benefit of dumping the car.
I do.
Let's leave my car at the hotel and we'll take the ranger
actually-
car up the mountain.
I'm actually on board with the dump of the car in the lake.
No
I've
one's
never
dumping any cars in any
Someone finds
lakes.
your car.
So what happens if someone finds the car?
Well, I've given them my car. They know who I am. They know where I've been.
I don't see
Okay.
what the downside is if
I'm just
someone finds the
worried
car.
that we're going
I
to be
just-
connected to the murder.
I just want to see a car go in a lake.
What murders?
You know.
But what?
They're
Wait,
fine.
you murdered them?
no,
You said
they're
you
fine.
slightly injured them.
It was
Did you
an
not?
accident.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're
Well,
fine.
now we're getting very conflicting messages. You don't want us linked to murders. Did you link us to murder?
I don't know.
I think they'll be fine.
Well, I guess we'll find out in 3 to 5 business days.
All right.
Okay, fine.
As the only person of this group not linked to murder, let's.
It's not a murder.
Okay,
It was
okay, we leave the
self-defense.
car.
Okay. Well, you'd know best.
Why don't we dump the car on the way back?
Why? Why do we need to dump the
No
car?
cars need to be dumped in this entire
What
expedition.
possibly could dumping the car gain for us? I don't know. If someone sees the car outside the hotel, they'll go, "Oh, what a nice car! Oh, it's Vandervan's car. Oh, I guess Vandervan's on holiday, like he's told everyone he is, and been handing out his card. The car."
No, we dumped the Weblin brothers' car.
That's
Because that's the one that we used
Yeah,
That
that
kind
is
of
actually
makes
the
sense.
one
Yeah,
we should
that-
dump.
Yes. We're driving that one into the woods. We're dumping it in the woods when we
No,
leave
my
it.
car will be perfectly fine.
Yes.
Ah,
We're dumping the
Okay,
web.
we'll
yeah.
dump that one in the woods.
fine.
The guy inside the hotel thing taps on the window and points at like a parking section to the side.
I think what we should do is take both cars up into the hills, and then leave the Weblin car up in the hills and take your car back.
I guess that's fine.
All right. That's
Yep.
Because we do need to get out of the Devil's Pass.
I'm just worried I'm going to crash the car after
Yeah.
last night.
Oh, I could. I'll drive.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not good at driving, but I can.
For what it's worth, you are like dumping the car is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But you guys were straight up identified at the crime scene by the brothers. Like,
Oh, all right. Well, then
I'm
let's
just
take one
saying,
car.
this is like one level of a
You're
bunch.
Yeah, but my hope is that the Weblin brothers don't.
There's a
cooperate
good
with the
chance of that.
police,
There's a good chance.
because they seemed very anti-police
And very stupid.
and very dumb.
Alright. So you're going to take both cars for the time being. You're going to drive one and you're going to drive the other.
Yeah.
And you're going to begin to head up towards the mountains.
Can I do my best to try and get a quick power nap in the back seat?
You can sort of settle in.
Also, this way, actually,
your head
if we
down.
take both cars, if we bog one of them, we can jump in the other car and yeah.
No,
like
you're
this.
not in too much trouble.
For sleep
What I will get
deprivation.
from both of you is a constitution roll.
I have advantage on these because
You
of my
do?
pulp talent.
Ka-chow.
You can have a success 1.
I will take it.
Sorry,
thank
you
you,
can
sir.
have a success 2.
I will take it. Thank you, sir.
That's not happening.
Now, okay. It won't affect everything, but you are fatigued. You are feeling tired. You are just a little bit slow, and you probably wouldn't want to operate any heavy machinery.
Oh, that's fine. I have base in that.
I didn't
I'm
intend
doing,
on.
I'm doing alright.
You're okay. You're fine.
I have
You're pushing
1%
through.
in that.
Yeah. Okay. There you
Can't
go.
take that away from me.
That's bigger than 0.
That's true.
All right.
You take one in
The two of you
mathematics.
though do try and catch a bit of shut eye as the drivers swing around, heading west, and then eventually picking up the road and going north. The first few hours of the drive, and you guys set off pretty early, are smooth. These roads are not salted or anything, but they hold most of the ice away, and it's clean enough to travel. And eventually, you go past the lake that you considered dumping a car in. As you look out of it, from those depths, it'd never be found.
I just think it's a good idea.
Muttering to yourself as the other one's asleep next to you. Can't hear anything.
You guys suck.
Eventually, though, it slides around and you find a offshoot which directs you towards Mink Hole. As you turn off the road, it immediately becomes bumpier and begins to ascend up towards the mountains. Could I get a drive auto test from both of you
Yeah.
to see how far up this you're going to make?
You go first. As in, you drive up the hill first, because
I'm not spending 40 points of luck.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot. You could push it.
Oh yeah, fuck it!
I'll tell you what.
No, we're in a vehicle. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, what would pushing it involve?
What did you get?
Rolling backwards
I want
rolling
you to make the
backwards
decision
into the
before
lake.
You know what I roll.
What it would involve would be wrecking the car on the side. This is off-roading. You'd have to abandon the car here.
If you fail.
And you're not confident it would start up again without repairs.
You are good at repairs.
Yeah. And you were planning on leaving the cars soon enough anyway.
That's true.
Which one are you driving?
I'm driving the Weapons Brothers car, I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
So, yeah, okay. Yep, success.
Nice.
Success.
Okay, yeah. You begin to veer off at one point, be able to get it back under control and keep going. You're good.
Yep. And I'll spend a single point of luck to get a
Oh,
success.
hey,
Nice.
nice. All right. The two of you are able to keep going. There's a couple of shaky points, but this area is past. It's definitely mostly foot traffic, and it's a bit rounded, but you begin to sort of like trundle along to either side as you begin to ascend up and into the mountains. It's cold up here, particularly cold for this time of year, and frost begins to set in on some of the screens, and the rain, which fell at different points during the night, has slid down, turning some of this into mud and other into sort of ice. Can you both go ahead and make a hard drive auto test if you wish to continue?
Oh my god.
So where
This is
are
just
we
how far you
approximately?
you are.
Oh,
You are
okay.
continuous, and you are literally going up,
Yeah.
like tracks at this point.
You're,
This is-
you're talented. I bet you can get us like right
I'm
up to
not
the entrance.
actually that good at driving.
And then don't tell us that.
Ironically. I'm as good at
Make
driving.
sure you tick it so that you upgrade it next time.
Okay.
That's true, because you push rather than spending luck, so you
Yeah.
can tick it.
I can't.
I'm as good at driving cars as I am
What's
at
worth? Oh, okay.
flying
no, you're already
planes. No, it's a success 1, but it's not a success 2.
I mean, look.
Do I need a success too?
rolled. Yes.
I will luck that 7 points.
Success 2. Success 1.
How much
Keep
luck
going.
I
Roll the
should
way.
keep more.
Push
do you need? How much
it.
do you need?
I need to spend 18.
That's fine.
enough.
Yeah,
Push
it's
it.
quite
Push
a
it.
bit.
No,
Push
I'm
it.
not pushing it. You can't make me dead. Where's
Ow.
my eraser?
Oh, hold on, let me do
sorry,
mine
the
first.
eraser. Sorry,
Ah.
our eraser.
Here you go.
Duh.
Who is it? Not me, us.
I'm once again asking
For you to push this roll.
for you to push this. That was
Alright.
a great call. I like it. I'm going to think of that every time.
Once again, asking me to push this roll.
All right. With that, you guys are making a lot of progress, and you're actually past what you think is probably the most dangerous or most difficult portion. You're
Oh,
kind
really?
of, most people would have gotten out of cars already, and there was actually a turnoff at one point where you could see things might have been parked. This area is not well trodden. People pass back and forth, but it's not like a popular hiking destination. That would be Devil's Path. This place is actually possibly harder to do. And in these vehicles, you spent quite a few times where you're sort of rearing upwards and around. You had to go off-road and bash through some trees to get around. And eventually pick back up the course and are continuing up higher. Can I get a...
Extreme driving.
No. You're kind of good for the time being.
Okay.
You've gotten through the boat and you're kind of getting the hang of it. This is fun. That being said, you two are definitely not sleeping anymore. It's a lot.
That's great. We're gonna catch up to them. If you see a crowd of thugs and someone in a wizard hat, try and swipe them all out at the same time.
I will say you are not moving a ton faster
Oh,
than
no.
walking, but you have
got a
what
ton of
you
gear.
also have a bathtub, which is there's been no bathtub ever this high.
Who's in whose car? Who have I got? Because you guys would have to split.
You being your own, so it's the two of you
Oh,
and
so
the
it's
two
two
of
of
you.
us?
Although, well, wait. So Edie's driving the Webland Brothers car.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
I might be with you.
Oh,
But
do.
you have expressed in the past that you do not wish to drive with Van de Van. So
Have I? When did, I don't remember.
Well, you don't like sitting in the back with him.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting in the back, don't worry.
Okay, I'm like a chauffeur.
Are you like?
Hey, you
are
know what? This driving thing ain't that hard.
So you grind a couple of gears.
So I'm in the
You
car.
just basically have to will your way through it. Like you just, if you get stuck, you just push harder on the gas. That's what I find. It works.
Meanwhile, I think in our car, do you talk while you drive? Because I can see it being very funny if it's just completely silent
I was gonna
the
say,
entire
like,
trip.
I do not, so no.
Yeah, and I think José is very happy to be entirely silent. He's cutting back between the two of us.
You've made good progress. You begin to bash through a bush. At one point, you've had to go off-road, and this trailer's getting harder and harder to follow. And eventually, one of the cars actually pulls over, with the beams of the headlight cutting through the sort of the sun's risen, but given the mountains deep trees and everything, it's hard to see. couple of you are going to have to hop out and try and find the trail where it continues. Can I get a track test from someone?
So we're like here.
Yeah, I think that's
Lower
you,
down,
José.
lower down, lower down, lower down, lower down.
Yeah, that's a success.
Yeah, about there is where that first branch goes off. A success?
yep.
Okay. You're able to see it, and there is a, you're able to sort of head back a little ways where you find it breaks open. At this point, it's pretty much just the section where the trees aren't right together, and a couple of them have fallen over. But as you're looking out towards it, you're walking at the front of the two cars, tracking it, sort of waving them through as they around a tree or something, when you think you hear something just on the corner of your... Can you make a listen check, please?
I will fail that listen check.
Okay, you heard something in the distance break, sort of tree or a series of branches or something, but then you can't track it again. What are you doing? Continue?
I'm putting my hand on my gun just so I'm ready.
Okay.
And I'm going to wave to the cars, and I'm going to walk back over to them and hoist myself up to the windows and say, I heard something. There's something else moving out here. Could have just been an animal, but be a little careful. I'm going to have my weapon out just in case. And then once I've alerted everyone, I'll go back to the front and I'll proceed forward with my revolver ready and continue to lead.
Hold on, is that then the time to leave the cars behind? I mean...
You are properly in the middle of the bush at this point. If you left the cars here, the chance of you ever finding them again are dependent on your track roll.
and also, you know, it's not like we're going to win anything from leaving them now. If people found us and they found us.
The other last one is you are very loud moving with the cars. It is even impossible to sneak.
That's what I'm thinking. We're big, slow, loud targets.
But if we've been spotted now, we've been spotted. You know, we're not going to...
Or maybe we should just go on foot.
Also, none of us are outdoorsmen. If we can get there in cars, I think we should. I think... I don't want to speak for everyone here, but the last time I was out in the bush was in Boy Scouts. Like...
As you're talking, you're narrowing at them. William, you see just over their shoulder something large push through a couple of branches, and then a large, wet nose peeks through, and you see a genuine bear.
Oh my god.
Crouched on the ground and looking not 2 meters away in the underbrush, just stares at large black bear. Black's a little bit smaller, fortunately.
Okay.
Yes. But he's looking right at you.
Jose, why did you get in the car for me?
Okay, I will...
As soon as you begin to move it.
Just floor it.
What?
And I've got to hold
What? I don't know.
Okay, alright. Both of you make drive auto tests. As you're all in the car, but you're on the outside holding on to this. Can you give me a...
Could I argue a climb to swing myself onto the roof?
Absolutely. The bathtub?
Yeah, into the bathtub.
No,
I would like to ready my...
Oh, 100.
Alright,
I
okay.
failed. I can't lock it.
Alright, how'd you go?
Oh, I failed, so it looks like we're leaving the cars here.
So as soon as the cars accelerate, they begin to go for a while. You chew through a bit of brush, but none of you notice that where Jose threw himself up onto the bathtub, he immediately fell backwards, slamming onto the ground prone, and by the time you look in your rearview mirror, the branches are just slapping back behind you to obscure the bear approaching towards him as he lies on the ground in the mud.
Hold
so
on,
we're going to leave you for a moment.
Hold on, doesn't a fumble imply that he took the bathtub with him?
The bathtub might be defensive at this point. No, I think him prone in front of a bear is probably enough for the
very
moment. As you land, we're going to come back to you in a moment because it will take you a while to turn the cars around and deciding what you're doing. What do you do immediately? This thing pads towards you, its feet pushing through the soft mud, and you can see stained around its lips red. You're trying to remember back to your courses if these things eat berries or people, but it's one of the two.
I'm going to assume people. I'm going to... how far away is it from me?
Oh, like it's at your feet.
You're on
you're on your ground flat. You're looking up, and it's at your feet, walking forward. It is right next to you.
Okay. I'm going to remain still and take the aim action.
Oh shit! All right, you can take the aim action. Can you also give me? I reckon either. It's something that is like keeping yourself so still you're not drawing attention. So
Power
either
test?
survival or I think a hard power test. I reckon.
Power test. I'll take that. I have my advantage dice. I'm going to fail that.
Okay. Unfortunately, as you do it, you shake and the thing moves forward. We are going to go to combat.
Okay. Did
So-
I get the aim off?
yes, I will say you got the aim off, but you're gonna have to see if you go faster to go further.
All right.
Additionally, we're gonna move you guys into combat as well.
I was readying my cane gun. I don't know.
Yeah, as you're
I got
on the
that out.
side. Yeah, you can have it on you, but you're in the car going away.
Pass. You need to remember. Can you bring up all the rules for fanning the hammer?
Oh yeah.
Is that in? Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's actually in
No, it's
core.
It's in core.
My book is downstairs.
It is. Actually, do you want to just run and get the book?
Yeah,
like we're in a
grab it.
set. Just grab it. All right. Oh, quickly, Jim. What's your dex?
Dex is something that's plus 50, so it's over 100.
50.
Because I've got my gun.
That's true. Good call.
Ready weapon.
What's his dex?
50.
50.
Forgot about that.
All right. Is anyone? What are you guys on? Who's got a high dex?
No.
65.
Okay, DeMartino.
But I do not. I'm driving, so I'm not.
60, may I ready my weapon?
As you wheel the car back around, you're out the edge.
Oh,
gun
yes.
level.
It's a hunting rifle. That's what it is. I
think it was a shotgun. I think it
It's
was
a
a
hunting
shotgun.
shotgun.
It's like
Yeah.
a safari.
That's hilarious. All right.
This way.
Edie, what were you?
50.
Okay, you are the same as Jose. I'm gonna put Jose above you because he's right in the center. And then
So I'm 100 with the ready weapon.
with that, you are the first to go.
Okay, fantastic. And I'm so sorry that I'm going to have to delay everyone while I
That's
look
all
up the exact rules for how much I can shoot this
Having
thing.
said, it is close enough that it will be able to riposte to try and hit you.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's always this point in a game where I know what you should do for bears.
Yeah.
But Nick has
It's
no
no
clue.
survival. Yeah, no.
What do you do? Don't be there? Is that what it is?
Leave the forest. Offer it a picnic.
What should you do with bears?
We're already past that, man.
Yeah.
So go for it.
With black bears, generally you can like scare them away. It's just basically make
Just
sure.
shout at them?
Yeah. You
That
just
was,
make yourself
that,
really
damn, that was my
Away,
side.
man.
I was going to try and
It's
intimidate.
like a last resort thing. It's been with black bears. Grizzlies, I think, are bigger, and you shouldn't do
Okay.
that.
Go
But
away,
one of them
bear.
you're meant to play dead.
Yeah, grizzlies, you meant to play dead.
what
Well,
is
that's
this thing- what's
again,
this thing
we'll probably
size?
get people posting in the comments
it's
that that's like
built.
a myth. So
Is 3.
Let us know in the
Which is
comments.
how many sizes above you?
we're not
it's
survival
Enough to add you a bonus die.
Yes.
It's also within point blank range, so add another
Yes,
bonus
and
die.
I aimed.
So 3 bonus die.
So I'm going to need this. So penalty die to each shot, making a skill roll for each bullet fired.
So you're gonna roll 3 attacks with 3 bonus die.
3. So I have.
Because it's within point blank, so +1.
Yep.
You aimed, +2.
Yep.
Its build is large enough, +3.
Yep.
But -1. So with 2 bonus die, sorry.
What's -1 for?
Because you're fanning the hammer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool.
So 3 attacks with 2 bonus die. but you're
3
fanning the
attacks
hammer.
with 2 bonus die.
And I'll go ahead and roll to smack you in the face.
Yeah, and he's riposting.
Okay, here we go. 3 attacks with 3 bonus die. Okay, so first attack. So for 3 attacks with 2 bonus die, it is,
Yes,
sorry?
that's right.
My mistake. First attack. Hard success.
Hard success. It also got a hard success, so you are
So-
able to shoot. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so my damage on my handgun is going to be. Sorry, everyone.
Right.
Takes 5 damage.
Okay, its armor reduces that by 3 as the slug swings out and just goes through fur, fat, and gristle. How much? It was 5, right? So
Yep.
it takes 2 points.
That is also. I'm going to luck that a couple of points will also be a success too.
Which wins?
Yep. So this time it's going to take 1 damage, so none, I presume, because it just hits
Yep,
bristle.
that's right. And final one. Ooh.
A regular success.
Okay, we'll hit again.
6 damage.
Okay, that will land. All right, you squeeze off 2 shots. They're hitting, but they're just getting absorbed by its mass, and they're right in the center as it lunges forward and begins to like stand on you. DeMartino, you're up.
At 65?
Yep. Are you still?
He had a ready weapon. Does he go
He was readying the weapon now.
Okay.
I'm gonna presume. You were driving away. You're getting it out. You're
Can
up
I,
next.
so I
You
guess
also
I can't shoot until
you
the
can't
DeMartino
see
gets
it
me
anyway,
close
so
enough.
I think you're.
Get me closer.
Oh,
Get
no,
me a clear shot.
I failed on my drive check, so I assume.
No. That was just that none of you could stop or be nearby. You are away. You will need to drive back or bail on the car. So you can drive auto again to try and get back.
Or I
you
can
can
just
just bail.
bail on my car and run towards it.
Up to you.
I'm
Get me close enough! Come on, give me a clear shot!
I can't drive that good enough. I'm gonna get out.
All right, you hop out.
I don't want to do
like
like
you probably to reverse in 3 points.
Yeah,
So as you're yelling like "Get out!" He just hops like "I'm sorry" and pulls the gun and starts running. All right, you will join next round then.
Okay, all right.
All right, so that's you run for the full round. Bear. Oh no, Vanderven.
Damn it!
You just yell "Damn it" at him.
I guess I'll get out and start running.
All right. Okay, you get to the ground after you sling your cane and you can just stomp through the mud. All right. It is the bear's turn. As it lands on you, you're still on the ground. You're trying to roll away from it. It is going to try to attack you, so you can choose if you want to dodge or riposte. How many shots do you have in that pistol?
I have enough for another. I have 6 shots.
Do you have 1 more favor? All right, what do you want to do?
I'm going to try and dodge. Thank you.
All right, it's first going to claw you. Ooh, James.
That was a bad noise, but I don't want to act on the noise. I did get a success.
Okay.
I'm considering locking down to success 2. Let me run the maths.
Gotta crunch those numbers.
Yeah, I'll run it down to a success 2.
Okay, unfortunately, with a 7, it has a success 3.
Oh.
That's not good. We'll strike you for 1, 2, and 1, 1, 2, 4 damage.
4 damage.
As
Still
the
bear mauling me.
mauls you, and then its jaws attempt to close around your
I don't
chest.
get an Oscar
So
for
roll
this.
again. Yeah, that's reference.
I'm going to burn all my luck to make that a success.
Ooh.
Dodge or
Yeah, dodge.
Okay. You are able to dodge out of the way. As you tumble backwards, the thing snaps closed. You tumble away. Jose, it is your turn. Oh no, sorry, you had the ready. Edie, you're up.
Yay, I'm gonna spin the car around.
Make a drive auto test.
But, fine, I pass.
Oh shit, hey, fuck, alright. As you swing past, you begin to charge through, and Vandervan is running in the mud before you. Do you want to try and grab him, or do you want to just...
Why would me grab him?
Yeah, or
You
Vandervan
grab
rather, do you want to make a climb test or jump test to try and jump onto the car as it goes
I guess I
Because
will-
Edie, you're going to be
I
there
will-
this round.
I will slow down such that I could
Collect.
make it slightly easier for him. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm certainly not gonna stop.
Yeah, alright, so it's a choice. It'd be a climb test if you want to try it.
I'd love to. May I jump?
I
Yes,
would
go for
love
it.
to
Make a jump
accidentally just...
Kill
Nick.
Vandervan.
Oh,
Oh, we all would.
and that's the end of my story.
I gained 3 points of jump from leaving between asteroids.
Oh, yay! It's good. Nice, that counts.
Not that that's gonna help me. No.
I've seen myself. I can jump 60 feet.
Alright,
Literally triple my score is what I rolled.
alright. Go ahead and you're gonna take a D4 of damage as you rebound along the side, and Edie continues careening past you. Do you gaze back in the mirror kind of apologetically, or kind of like, well...
Play stupid games.
How much did you say? D3?
D4.
D4? Oh well.
That's on default.
It's gone
And
now.
everyone knows if the dice goes on the floor, that's a
You take
zero.
back
So when one of
damage.
us walks past late in the night, we can step on it. Ah, damn it!
Dice was doing the Vandervan impression. 1!
Alright, not too bad. Edie, you are there and next to them. Do you want to, so you go past Vandervan, and you can now see Jose on the floor scrambling back and forth as the bear swipes him and tries to bite. Would you like to try and hit the bear with the car?
But
Knowing that-
he's under the
Yes.
bear.
So, if you get a hard success, you will just hit the bear. If you get a normal success, you will hit both. If you fail, you will hit neither. If you fumble, you will just get Jose. Take his legs off.
It was like I do a neat backflip, roll to my feet, BAM!
How are those numbers?
Okay.
If you fail, you get neither.
If I fail, okay, so there's no risk of me accidentally
You
killing
fumble.
him.
Oh, if you fumbled.
Yeah, but that's like a while.
Also, sorry, and hard successes, you hit both.
What?
A regular
So-
success.
Sorry, let's
you
go
get
down.
both.
Fumble is the worst. You hit just Jose.
Yeah.
Fail, neither.
Yeah.
Success, both.
Yeah.
Hard success.
Hard success, just the bear. Success 3, impaling damage on the bear with the truck. So we'll
Oh
do
my
max
god,
damage.
Art has critiqued. A push up.
Push your luck order! You
Yeah.
have to roll. You have to roll and you have to push. Which means if you fail both, he's
think-
getting hit. Yay!
Oh, come on.
Ah, why are you doing this?
Alright.
They have it
Edie.
out for
Wait,
me.
so I roll once, and then just roll again.
Yeah, you have to.
Well,
push,
no,
basically. If you fail, you have to push.
If you fail,
If
you
you
have to
succeed,
push.
you're alright.
Okay. Yeah, I failed.
Alright. Go ahead and push the roll. If you fail,
Can
you are
I
just hitting
narratively?
José.
I see the car getting up, and I like dodge back to get out of the way, and it just seems to be veering towards me.
Just slightly veering.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
Oh, now that dice is lost.
Alright, choose a new one.
Oh!
I failed.
Okay.
Alright.
Jose, you're going to take 3d6 damage as the car slams into you and you are thrown
3d6?
into the trees. Yeah. Yeah, no, people with cars. Go ahead, roll for it.
Oh, you want me to roll that?
Actually, no, it's meaner if Edie rolls the damage. You dealt
Are
it.
you serious?
Yep.
That's funny.
3d6.
Oh, sorry. I
What's happening today?
We've yet to lose a dice previously.
Lost like 4. Oh my god.
They're everywhere.
Guys.
What are we at?
Well, you can't keep re-rolling.
No, I don't.
Roll all three together. Just roll all three
Roll
together.
all 3 in the box. We have
Yeah,
a
the
box.
box is probably a good idea, although they seem to have...
Okay, that could be
11
worse.
damage.
Okay, I'm dead.
You're
Oh
down.
no, I'm out. Tumbling down the hill. I'm not dead. I'm not major wounded. Actually, you know what? Let's leave that exactly. I may be major wounded.
Major
Oh yeah, of
wounds
course.
aren't
Yeah.
ended.
So I'm unconscious.
All right, Edie has struck Jose, who is thrown away and into the underbrush.
Hey Jose, you're now sort
You
of
are kind of
connected
out
to
of
a
combat.
murder.
And DeMartino, you run into the just in time to see Edie commit yet another possible vehicular manslaughter.
You really have to stop doing this.
I'm sorry.
It worked one
I
time.
didn't know that they would be on the ground.
Or that someone in chat would force you
The
to
bear,
push
the
it.
bear is going.
The bear is confused. The bear is probably actually a bit no.
What?
The bear is
concerned by the car.
no. The bear is fairly terrified of the whole event. It's not super keen on what's going on. Oh, shooting.
Oh yeah, I'm shooting the bear. Yeah.
All right, I will
Well, the
remind
bear's
you.
still there.
I'll remind you.
Holy
If you
shit.
fail this roll, you have to push it.
Yeah.
Thanks to.
I will,
If you shoot my flying body, I swear to God.
all right. All right. I lower my service revolver. I will rapid fire that, which I can do.
Daniel.
No, which I can do with no penalty dice.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Because
All
that's
right.
my special Pulp Cthulhu-y
The
talent.
bear is not within point blank.
Yep.
Actually, what's your dex? What's your dex? What's your fifth value?
65. A fifth of that is 13.
It actually no.
Oh,
I'm not
I
gonna,
don't wanna be
it's
that
gonna,
close
it's gonna be
to it,
it's
man.
gonna be,
I'm not-
but its
I'm
build is
pretty-
large enough to get 1 die of advantage.
Okay, so I roll 3 with 1 dice of advantage.
Yes.
Alright.
So no, you roll 3 times.
What?
Each dice has a point of
what I got?
advantage.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh, someone redeemed first aid
First, thank
for
you.
Jose. That's pretty nice, actually.
Tumbling down. Oh,
So how much was it? I think it's 4 points.
That is
All right.
That is what we call.
He slams into the tree, goes, "Ooh!" Gets on it, but he's still on his feet somehow. You're on 4 health.
Alright.
Technically, I
hey,
yeah.
quick question for the
Yeah.
GM. What does a 001 mean?
Ooh,
crit.
well done. That's a crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean I win? Do I win?
You
Pulp
roll.
of
So
Cthulhu?
first of all, it's impaling. So what's your damage?
1d10 plus 2.
So it deals 12 damage plus a d10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say because of impaling, I'm ignoring the armor.
So 12 plus 3. 15.
Okay. Yeah, it's the perfect shot. Right
And I'm
through the eye.
ready
Or
to
what?
take 2 more
Yeah.
shots. Like,
Wait, where do you hit it? Right through the eye, or it opens its mouth to roar, or what?
No.
Did someone heal the bear? Alright, it would be the perfect shot.
so,
If it gets you back up, it gets the bear back up. That's only fair.
That's
Guys, you had it. We were on you. You had us.
Oh no! Someone did emergency treatment that bit the bear.
It's awful. And I mean, this is. Oh, we didn't see we came with it.
This was a
No.
This was a mistake. This was a
You're not
mistake.
supposed to use the channel points on the bear.
I think we specifically put creature because it was so loud.
All right.
Oh my god.
It's. I'm telling you, it's dead. and then it keeps moving. Its eye has been blown out of its head, and its skull has been broken open, revealing muscle and matter beneath it as it roars, levels itself, and charges towards you.
I have 2 more
It is
shots.
on full health. You have 2 more shots.
So to be clear, Reaper gave 500 points to redeem first aid, which gives Jose 4 hit points.
Yes.
Then
back up.
Master swoops in, redeems first aid to give the bear 4 hit points. And then Reaper shows up, spends 4,000 of his hard-earned channel points to give emergency treatment to the bear,
Sorry,
restoring it to full health.
Do you like how he gave 4 to you and full to the bear?
I can imagine Wriggle. Let them fight.
This is success 2
All right.
on my second shot.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
it does
damage on that?
Yeah. Go roll damage. So D10 plus 2.
Oh, only 4 damage on that
Oh
one.
my god. All right.
Wait,
it
no.
takes 1
Wait, how much?
plus 2. Plus
Oh
2.
yeah,
plus
4.
two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. It's taking
And
1
then a
damage.
third shot.
So this one just slams and the grizzle keeps towering towards
Yeah.
you.
We fought strange
and
satin
11.
cats. Is going to be
Success-
taken down by a black bear.
Success 3.
All right. That's impaling. Roll a
That's
D10 plus
impaling?
10.
Alright.
It's not a crit, so I'm keeping the armor this time. But you have a chance. Actually, you might have a chance.
That is 9 damage.
Plus the
No,
No, hang on.
9 total.
How much? It was D10 plus what?
10 plus a D10 plus 2.
Oh!
So 12 plus a D10. Sorry.
Oh,
19.
sorry. Yeah, 19.
Minus 3 to 16. That's 1 health.
And I got the kill on the.
You
on the
almost
first
killed it
time.
twice. As you.
Well, this is what I've been waiting for. A chance
second
to-
one goes-
I needed a reason to fire my
Oh,
gun.
it was pretty sweet. The second one goes right down its throat, and you can see like blood getting gargled up as Vander Van emerges out. You've been struck by the car. You have your gun, and the bear is acting next and closing on DeMartino. What do you want to try and do?
Take the shot.
I'd like to take the shot.
All right, you level the gun and squeeze the
Does
trigger.
yours only have 1 shot as well?
No, it's got 2. It's double
Okay,
barrel.
it's double barrel.
What's the range on it?
We
worried
said
about.
you weren't.
It's a 20
13.
gauge shotgun.
What are the range limits? What are the range bands? Sorry.
There's not room for them on my character sheet.
I think it'd be the middle one probably. I'm just.
Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. Yeah, 10, 20, 50.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do the. It's within 10 to 20.
Alright, cool. So that's 2d6 damage.
Yes. It's not nothing. If you have to hit first.
No, I'll just do the 2d6 damage. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's worth a shot, wasn't it?
It was. Alright, here we go.
Yeah. Bear dodges. No, sorry, it tries to dodge.
Can you use luck on
You can
combat
luck,
rolls?
you can luck, you can't push.
14 points coming
Wait,
your
does
way.
the bear dodge those?
Tries to dodge.
Does it? Oh, okay.
It's not in range to riposte.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't.
I was thinking about having it hit you.
Does it throw itself
No,
prone to
I
dodge?
should've.
Is it considered prone afterwards? Cool.
Oh yeah, because that's how guns work. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
you throw when you dive for cover.
No, in that
Yes,
case,
yes.
it just levels and runs at you. It failed anyway, so pay no mind. So go ahead and roll 2d6 of damage.
Thank you very much. And hopefully...
You need to roll not 2 1s, I
Oh,
think.
it's got armor. I forgot.
It does.
Oh, 6.
6, alright. As the bear rears, bloodied its jaw half like shot off, one of its eyes out and its face open, it levels itself up, exposing its soft stomach below, and as you crouch down, there's a bang as Vander Van squeezes the trigger and blasts it full of pellets, throwing it backwards and sending it to the ground. Dead, chat. Dead.
Emergency treatment.
I think I'll put him on my mantle.
I swear to God.
Alright.
No, illegal.
Amazing. Alright,
No.
Jose, you stumble out of the woods.
Oh yes.
You managed to hit 2 people in
I'm-
cars.
Yeah,
He tried to get hit,
Yeah.
in fairness.
3, 2 Weblands
I'm
and...
not getting hit by a
4,
car.
he dinged him as well.
Oh,
he
yeah.
just tried to jump on it. Alright. Jose, are you pissed?
I think I'm kind of in shock for a little bit, sort of just patting myself over. I'm actually gonna first aid myself, and it's gonna. But I'm gradually getting more and more pissed.
By all accounts, you should be dead.
Yes.
Are you alright, Jose?
Did one of you shoot me?
No.
No, it's just the car.
You saw him
Shut
get
up.
hit by the car.
You say I.
Look, just, are you okay? Look.
Shut your mouth, boy.
I'm gonna
Where's the bear?
like stagger past the bear and then kind of wheel around. Say, who killed it? Who?
Well, if you're gonna point fingers.
You got one leg up on it, the
Yeah.
gun pointed up. Yep.
Okay. Congratulations. So I'm sorry. I couldn't stop it.
No, that's quite all right.
Um,
Not my cleanest skill, of course, but I'll take what I can get.
I'm sorry it disabled one of the cars. I'm gonna shoot Edie's car through to legs. And I throw the gun at her feet and storm into his car and slam the door.
Yeah, you're in the car, you freak out as the shots ring out, thinking you're about to get hit, and then just squeeze your eyes open. There's just smoke rising from the radiator in front of it, and the door slams as Jose slides himself into the other car. And I think we'll take a short break there. Holy shit. Alright, well thanks guys.
We did get it eventually.
Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, we'll be back in 10 minutes to realize what the hell has happened and figure out where we're going from here. Thank you for joining us. It's a good chat. And we're back. I sent it to the wrong scene. Hello. Thank you for waiting. So let's continue on our merry way in the one surviving car. Actually,
hang on.
Hang on.
I like kick open the door, and I'm just like, what, man? This is our good car.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, he's the only one to
I'm
sleep.
bleeding and injured, and I'm going to bed.
Edie, you may not want to fight him on this one.
No, we gotta drive that expensive, useless car.
Yeah,
Or go on foot.
I think we are. I think we are gonna drive that.
There's nothing wrong with the car that I employed you to upgrade. Surely.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
You telling me you've done shoddy work on my vehicle?
Well, it's just I didn't know you would want to take it up into the mountains where there are bears and stuff.
Neither did I at the time, and yet that's where we find ourselves. So, carry on, shall we?
You want me to drive now?
Are you not the most accomplished?
you could possibly. I mean, he shot the engine a bunch. You could probably get it working if you wanted to. Spend a half hour to an hour getting
have
under with
time.
tools.
Jose is kind of flushing under his hat. He does feel bad for his momentary outburst, but he's also been struck by a truck. So,
And a bear.
This bear, I killed it and it came back to life. Can
I thought you killed it,
I killed it.
but it was hardier than you believed.
No, I killed it. I shot it in the head.
We've seen worse.
Yeah, I know, but like maybe it's a magic bear. I want to go look at it.
Yeah,
You can,
but I
alright,
mean-
make an occult test.
I will make it a contest. Oh, nope, never mind.
Okay.
It was just a hardy bear.
It's just a hardy
Just
bear.
a hardy bear.
They make them different in New York.
Another slice of first aid coming for Jose.
Oh,
I feel the
they're-
love.
no,
Campaign coin.
no.
Oh!
And I'm not sure they get away with that. Actually, campaign points is not the one that enraged the bears.
Yeah.
That is appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Coins.
Mr. Coins.
Mr. Coins.
Alright. Look, we all took a bit of a beating there, but we're all okay now. Okay, we're gonna get back in the car, and we're all gonna go find the Devil's Pass. All right, let's all get back. Okay.
Are we? Shouldn't we just go on foot? I feel like cars have made things harder for us.
I think that cars are a good defense against bears. I think we should.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
I think our problem was when one of us got out of the car.
Yeah, so
Okay,
far.
no one get out of the car. This entire mission is now
Until-
vehicle based.
We are driving this car until we can no longer drive it. It is my call.
Okay, well I'll drive.
Alright.
As long as we can still drive it back down.
Yeah. Can we? Is this car full?
I was about to say you're gonna need to ditch some stuff just to get the four of you in it.
Oh, yeah?
The other one had the bathtub, so that one's staying behind.
No,
I
this
don't
one
think
has
it
the
did. This
bathtub.
one had the bathtub.
My car has the bathtub.
Oh, okay, I guess it's coming with us.
We'll make a. I mean, it's pretty late already. We're going through the dark, didn't you say?
No. You were actually. I reckon you have probably driven most of the way. You made genuinely phenomenal progress.
Do we want-
Especially with keeping all these supplies. You could camp and consume like all the luxury stuff that was going to go off.
Yeah. Do we want to camp and do a revitalization here?
The other benefit of
sounds
driving though would be you can drive through the night. You can take it in shifts and you can keep progress.
Yeah, we could also eat some bear.
Yes.
I actually don't want to. I don't think that's good.
I mean,
We got plenty of supplies.
Eat
we
the
got to
zombie
leave
bear.
here.
Can I also first aid myself?
Yes, you can. It's going to be harder because you have to sort of. But yes.
Ooh. If I didn't, I would almost fumble.
Okay, yeah, you've got the bandages. And you're just angry more than anything else. No, unfortunately not.
I
I
say
don't think
we-
we should. I don't think we should drive in shifts because
I say we camp.
yeah, Edie's the only one who can really drive here.
That is debatable. Just putting that out there.
Look, you're better driver than I am. Anyway, yeah, let's
set up a
I guess
camp.
let's set up a camp here, and we'll try to we'll scale the rest of the mountain tomorrow morning.
Okay, as you get out of the cars and you begin to unload some of the basics so that you can sleep, some of you in the car, actually you've got 2 cars, so you'll be able to do that tonight at least. Lock the things in the middle of the woods. Can I get...
You should invent that, Edie, like a locking system.
I'm already way ahead of you.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Alright.
It's 2 weeks
I
ago.
need
already.
a survival test for the camping setup and comfortableness. Don't everyone. We're gonna
Oh,
divvy
one
these,
person.
alright? A survival test from someone for that. A second survival test for consuming what you think is the stuff that you should eat now, and not just eating all the hard tack and bringing sugar and sort of sweeties with you. Someone doesn't need to roll, and then the person with the lowest luck needs to make a luck test.
Oh, cool. All right. I'll make
33.
it 0. I fail.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Your luck, and then I assume we all have the same survival.
Oh, why are we in a
I
mountain?
have 10.
All right, who rock paper scissors? Who goes?
I'll say one of you can assist someone else.
Paper scissors shoot.
So one of these rolls-
Alright, you win, so I have to roll, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, because you don't want to mess it up.
I mean, I don't really give a shit.
What would have been good is if we could have found people to guide us up the mountain and do the survival work for us.
You just gained 7 luck. So
I
you
just
can
gained
at
7
least
luck.
roll.
Oh, who gave me luck?
Art did.
I think he
Uh,
owed it.
Art pushed that roll that hit you.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it was
all
my
is,
fault. It was
all
my
is
fault.
forgiven. All is forgiven. All right, here
Alright,
we go.
I'm rolling.
Check.
I'll roll the food survival
Fumble.
test.
I wish I hadn't rolled. Ah!
Damn it, I. Why?
I can't believe this shit.
Alright. Jose is dead. Cool.
Holy shit.
Wait, what was the other rolls?
Someone needs to do food.
So one for
Someone needs to set up
camping
a
and
camp.
one for food. Decide
Camping
who wants
is
to do what.
basically a style of engineering. I'll do it.
Oh yeah, you set up the thing, and
Survival?
I'll put myself
You'll
in
do the
charge
food.
of food.
Okay, go for it.
Oh.
Failed hardcore.
Alright.
Just like,
Oh, I failed. Also, fairly hard.
Okay, yeah, so you.
Was Van helping someone to give someone advantage?
Are you or are you?
I was cleaning my gun.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Are you?
I was doing my best to taxidermy the
You're
bear.
like, I'm gonna get a trophy out of it. Do you want to try and get a trophy out of
I'd
the bear?
love to.
Give me a survival test.
Oh,
If you, you crit this one, of course.
Oh yeah, the one, the
Oh.
97.
Oh.
That's not a fumble, right?
yeah, that is.
Well, if you don't have above 50, you need to cut your hand off. Oh my god, we're so hopeless. We're all gonna die. I think we're gonna die in the woods.
Yeah, of course we are. We don't have. We have no survivors. You know what? You know when our problem genuinely. You know when our problem started when we got out of the cars.
You know what? Also,
We were fine. We did so well in the cars.
Yeah,
we did so well in those
We were
cars.
typically big city people. We went down and they were like, "Oh, the Devil's Trail. That's a mighty hard trail. It's really difficult." We're like, "Yeah, we got cars." You know, we're fine. And then we got attacked by a bear. I don't know. Presumably, you caught something.
Well, I imagine like I managed to find like a saw in one of the parts.
All right. So
And I
first of
took
all,
it to the
Jose.
bear.
Yeah. Jose, you have a dive advantage to use during whenever you want for the rest of the session.
Oh,
Someone who's holding
fantastic.
hand. Again, try to just level out this.
Can I
whatever
use it for
this
this luck test?
Nope.
No. Okay.
We have already rolled that one. All right. You two fumbled and you two both just failed. So
Yeah, with this side of the table, I feel like it's
you spend the night eating everything perishable. You go through tins of food and you stock your bags filled with like fresh steaks and things, really good stuff. You're gonna want to enjoy this later when you succeed. You'll eat the boring stuff now. You've had a hard day, but this will sort of, fill your stomachs and get you back on the road.
I imagine we stock up on avocados because avocados famously
They're
last
great
forever.
Edie tries to
I'm
string
allergic.
a tarp above two of the cars, but you spend your entire night with rain dripping through and the cold sinking around you. Vandervan gets a pretty nice trophy out of that bear. So he goes through and removes the remaining supplies. Any rope, any climbing equipment, picks, axes is all discarded in favor of carting this bear carcass that now fills the back of the car and the bathtub which fills the roof.
Can you
Lastly-
not at least put the bear in the bathtub?
Lastly,
The bathtub's full of books.
Lastly, as dawn breaks, Jose from the window rubs his eyes twice as he sees something large moving in the bushes in front of you. Everyone else is still trying to get some sleep. You see the bushes sort of...
I'm going to. I not again. I'm gonna freak out and yell no and jump up and start firing blindly into the bushes. I'm not. And intimidate is what.
Okay, alright. Make an intimidation
You've gotten
test.
close to me. I'm gonna.
Do we all heal 2 hit points?
Yes, everyone can heal 2 overnight.
Okay. As a success too, and also my intimidation is backed up by the presence of literal bullets flying into bushes.
Oh, did you roll it with your bonus die? Or,
I didn't roll
no.
with a bonus die.
No, if you want to. You don't have to use it for this one.
No.
Okay.
No.
You also have an extra 4 hit points, just so you
Oh,
remember.
oh,
Someone gave it
gosh.
to you earlier.
Oh,
I think.
I tracked that. I think.
Yes.
And 2 points of natural healing for everybody.
That's right.
Oh.
Thank you. All right. You fire into the bushes, and one after the other, hitting exactly where a bear
Oh my god! Enough.
would be. But as you finish firing, everyone is woken up and startled awake. Edie, you're in the driver's seat, fortunately, and you were sleeping in the passenger seat next to it. The two of you curled up in the back on being able to stretch out a little bit. You see the bushes shake a little bit, and something steps out over them. It has long, twisted black legs that hit bone-like points at the bottom, and as it pushes into the ground, you can see the earth sort of sucked up towards it, and then pulling itself free. Its neck rises into 2 almost sort of like collars that head up into the sky, and then like baubles on the edges are hanging like dewdrops on the edge of a leaf, threatening to drop and filled with sort of pulsing liquid. Its head, if it had one, is just a mirror-like opal, I suppose, that sort of swirls and reflects the woods around it, and as it leans forward, you can see you hit it several times, but it doesn't seem to have done very much to it at all. And you need to make a sanity check, as does Edie, who is sitting in the front seat.
Did I scare it at all with intimidate?
You got its attention at least. You will.
Oh,
You
right.
can tell you what. You can decide what you want to do shortly.
Fumble 100.
Oh my god. Can
I use my bonus dice here?
Yes, you can,
Oh
because
my
this has
God.
gone beyond ridiculous. Edie, how'd you go?
I succeeded.
Okay, you
Success.
take none. You also take none. You would have taken 10 sanity.
Oh.
So thank you, Reaper. We are resolving some of the problems we made, and this whole session is cursed. We're just acknowledging it.
I was bad. I had that
No,
one
no.
slice of pizza.
We are
and,
cursed.
I shouldn't have.
Okay. You're able to both keep yourselves, and as this thing rears up, it does seem to have acknowledged the shots, and it sort of stepped backwards. It is tall. You could drive between its legs if you needed to, and it was sort of hunched over underneath the trees. Additionally, there's something moving off to the right. There are 2 of these fucking things. What do you guys do? Edie, you're at the wheel. It's a little ways away. It's in the undergrowth. We've seen it stand up from it,
So
but it has
it's
noticed
not right
you.
in front of us.
Get everyone into the car. Let's get out of here.
You're all in the car. You were sleeping
Yeah,
in the back.
yeah.
Okay, then let's just go.
All right. Can you give me a drive order test, please?
Is if the car isn't like attached to anything, like
No, you did a shit job of all that.
oh fuck. No, I failed.
Okay. Do you want to push
Lock.
the roll?
I can't lock it. I could push it.
Could push it. You drive right. I told you could fit through the legs.
Eh. Oh no.
No. All right. Okay. Careen forwards, straight, trying to go through its legs, and as it does, it sort of. You move over. You're gonna hit one of them, but that's not too bad because you can possibly take that thing down with you, and it's sort of like. And it goes through the windscreen as if it's just past it, and the two of you, having woken up to gunfire and the car beginning to move, suddenly see this large black mass and then sort of marble white bone plunges through, connecting with DeMartino, who slings backwards with it and is beginning to be dragged towards the door as this thing is sort of shifted through it, and DeMartino's beginning to flicker as well.
Oh my god.
Do we need to acknowledge something quickly? Oh, yep. All right, Edie, you have a helping hand. You have one bonus die for this, until the end of the session. What are you guys doing? All right, we're gonna go straight back to the top again.
Oh my god.
DeMartino, you're the fastest.
So something is flicked out at me like a tentacle sort of thing?
No,
Or
like it's more of mass. It's like a tree trunk has phased through the vehicle, connected with you, pulling you back, but not being affected by the roof or ceiling where it's moving through.
Okay. I know you said the bullets of the previous shots didn't do much.
did
But
not
I
seem
don't
to.
really have much else.
Okay.
So can I fire 3 shots towards...
Go for it. All right. I mean, it's
Whatever
just right there.
it's-
You go ahead.
Yeah.
Make your dice roll.
How many levels of
It's
bonus
I'm
do I
not
have?
one for point blank, not one for the build. It's too close.
Okay, so
As in,
just-
sorry, you're just getting the leg of it or whatever.
deafening inside this.
Yeah,
small
absolutely.
space.
so I have 1 level of bonus.
And are you fanning the hammer?
Yes.
All right. Remember, if you ever fail, you need to push it.
Yes.
Just to keep that in mind.
Success 2.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
The damage on that is 12 max damage.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Second shot.
For what it's worth, with that one shot, you blow its leg off. The thing shatters away in splinters, and you had this sort of sickening feeling as you were beginning to be pulled somewhere else. You saw yourself sifting away as if sand dropped into water as you began to sort of like shear away from this or something. And now, as soon as that's off, it disconnects from you, and you sort of jerk back in, and suddenly your head's slammed against the door, and your ears are ringing from the gunshot. You still have 2 more shots, though.
Yep. It's a 007, which is a
impaling.
success 3.
So you.
That's pretty good. That's
deal-
impaling. That's all right. No, with that, you're able to
Jesus.
track it as it goes through you. You see the thing moving through the roof, and you go firing up and through the thing. You killed it. You can't fail.
Oh yeah, 12 plus. Yep.
Go ahead and roll just to see how big the number can get.
Yeah, it's 17.
Yeah. It goes through the roof twice, and as you swing away, looking in the rearview mirror, you see this thing getting shot twice, keels over and collapses down on the ground and begins to... It's sort of like jerking around, like a spider going through its death motions, but each time it swings around, bushes and whatever it's connecting with are getting smeared like paint, dragged across a canvas and being left that way as you continue driving away. The other one, whatever it was, moving slightly in the distance, but you are outpacing it for now. That thing, though, is... and then begins to sort of suck itself in together and is almost just erasing itself.
Seeing Nick having successfully taken one out, I'll get my gun. Say, there's another one. Slow us down. We can take it out.
No.
All right, sure.
We gotta keep driving.
Okay, alright, okay, you're not gonna go for it, and you keep moving forward. As you're going through the woods here, you're beginning to come out and past trees, as eventually you find yourself on the top of a mountain you were never supposed to get to in a car. You're not at the highest point, but you are now looking down where you can see the remnants of this trail circles round, and there is a small village here, and just to the north of it, raised up, is this strange bluestone tower, or like totem, which has been built up and looks suspiciously similar to the ruins you saw long ago in that strange dream you had near Saturn. That being said, can I get a spot hidden test from
Anyone?
whoever that wants, I guess.
Can I?
We're assuming taking a moment
Can I
up here.
confirm that this blue stone tower,
Edie, you have a bonus die if you want to use it.
blue stone tower, natural or unnatural?
You could make a. Oh, sorry. It's clearly built. It's clearly
Yeah,
constructed.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I got a 002.
Oh, hey! It had to happen eventually. Well, it didn't. And at this rate, it wasn't gonna.
Statistically, I guess it does, but anyway.
All right. So success 3 that kind of covers.
I'd
it.
pass my spot here.
Pass. Yep. Okay. With that, you're gonna see a few things. One, the village in the center has you actually. No, I'm not giving you binoculars. You threw out literally everything. You just do this. Down in the center, you can see that the village seems to be built around something in the center, like where they've gathered that same stone together. It's like a little pile.
Yep.
You're not sure what exactly it is, but you can see it's of
Some
significance.
sort of idol.
Exactly. You can also see further north, and what would have been quite difficult to see, there is a cave, an opening, which seems to be heading fairly straight down. Additionally, trees around have been cut back not long ago, and you can see a cache of supplies which has been left on the outside. The last thing you're going to notice is there are patrols moving around this village. There's a couple of people walking around inside it, but there's 3, maybe 4 different groups of 6 people walking around the perimeter at different points, and they have all carrying guns. You have not
Around
been
the
spotted
village?
currently, because you did, around the village. You did not get spotted currently. You rolled pretty well and you're a little ways away, but approaching from here, especially in a car, it's going to be incredibly hard to do without being seen, or you just bum rush it.
What sort of village? Like, does it look out of place, or is it just like a normal?
It looks fairly,
village.
it looks fairly like backcountry.
Is it actually a village?
No, it's a proper village. You've heard of mountain people around this area, people that make their home here. It's fairly ramshackle, very basic construction, thatched roofs. You can see chickens moving through the center and a couple of goats off to one side. It's also what's almost certainly a moonshine distillery off towards the back.
Yeah.
There are people that live up here.
Yeah.
They're just
In the
fairly,
Catskills.
they are very distanced from society. They can be a bit. At the very least, they don't like to see outsiders very often.
Yeah. Okay. And where's this tower in relationship to the village?
So you're looking down. Village.
Yep.
Tower.
Yep.
Tower.
Oh, okay, so fairly close together.
Reasonably close. Probably. Once you're getting distance stretch. Once you're down there, it's probably like a 15-minute walk to that and a 20-minute to that one. It's,
And so there's something set up in the middle like an idol. Could I roll an occult check on that to see if I recognize anything of that
Yeah,
in
definitely.
my time
Yep, go
with
for it.
special?
I presume you relay this to everyone else.
Yes, of course. I'm not hiding any of this information from anyone.
Can I have a history to see what I know about the people up here?
Yeah.
in the
Absolutely. Go for a
mountains?
history test.
It's a negative on my occult.
Okay.
Just talking through some theories. So
It looks significant. You can't recognize it.
Just talking through some theories. I mean, it sounds like Argus got up here with Fontanelli, and they've gone into this hole, and then maybe that leads down. They're trying to get to Atlantis. They're trying to head further down into the world.
That seems like the simplest.
Yeah, they're leading
The simplest explanation.
all the people that they've taken, the list of people that we know are probably down there with them. They've set up this area on the outside to patrol. I guess the questions are, who is this group of people that live around here? Are they
Friendly to
Perhaps
Fontanelli or not?
Perhaps I can tell you with a success too.
Well done. All right. You have some general knowledge of the folks that live in the Catskill Mountains. Many of them are isolated, and they like to keep themselves that way. A lot of them have Native American heritage if it goes back far enough, and some claim that they have abilities that they have also inherited, not necessarily through the same bloodlines. You can also tell that these ones in particular, the weapons they're carrying are a little too recent. And as you see one of the groups go past, they're actually not all villagers necessarily. They don't have the attire of mountain men. They have like nicer clothes that have been sort of like roughed up by spending a few weeks out in the mud and the muck. This particular, you had a hard success, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You would have heard. This is actually, you know, yeah. You're aware that this is somewhere called Groth's Village, named after the gentleman that runs it, called Zeke Groth. You actually talked to someone while you were down in Socrates, who mentioned that this guy brews moonshine and trades it occasionally for whatever supplies they may need. Sells reasonably well. He is famously difficult, territorial, and loathes anyone that seems to be a practitioner or anything close to it. He seems to think of himself as a powerful individual and would not be talked down to. People have had trouble doing trade with him in the past.
A practitioner?
Yes.
Of what?
Some sort of occultness.
Okay. Wait, does he consider himself...
He believes he is a practitioner and he loathes others that consider themselves to be them. He
like
is the top
a
dog.
challenger. He is
right.
the one who... Okay. Does it look like they're cooperating, the people of the village and the newcomers?
Hard to see. They look like they're one and the same.
Could I make a psychology to check if there is maybe some tension? Try and start determining.
Sure, it's going to be hard from this distance, but yeah, definitely.
Success 2.
Hey.
Okay. There is no tension, because as you see one group pass nearby, you're not able to see their eyes or anything close enough, but they're walking in almost a daze. Their guns are sort of pointed away, and one of them stumbles on a root, just sort of collapses to the ground and just sort of idly rolls himself over to stare up at the sun and then pull themselves back up. It appears they're under the effect of hypnotism or something similar. These people are being controlled in some way. They might not be super willing to be a part of this. This appears to have affected literally everyone you can see.
If this guy is a practitioner, maybe he's put some kind. Maybe Fontanelli or Argus put some kind. Maybe they. I'm shooting theories in the dark here. Maybe Fontanelli and Argus arrive up here, and they cut some kind of deal with Zeke Groth. Give supplies over, give fancy goods over in return for access. If maybe Zeke Groth, he's probably been here for a long while. Maybe he owns this entrance and they're paying for passage.
Either way, it sounds like they're working together. It looks like they're working together. Like, Groth, Fontanelli, and Argus are all on the same page. I don't know. We can... Yeah. That tower, the bluestone tower there, that's gotta be important somehow. I feel like it's connected to the idol in the middle of the village somehow, perhaps. I think, and it's further away from the village, right? So we could go investigate that tower without going into the village itself.
Can we see, like, what does the tower look like? Like,
It's about...
what kind of tower is
It's
it?
hard to tell. From here, it's pretty much just a little blue smear.
Okay,
Like,
we
you guys
can't- we
are
can't
pretty
see.
dead. That being said, it's not massive. It's probably only 8 or 9 feet tall, and it's a squat little thing, about 5 feet again wide. It's constructed with stones, and you can't see from this higher point. It is not hollow. It's like more like a can or something, just going straight up and filled from the center. You can see it's been given over to roots and moss. It's been there for quite some time.
Yeah, I think either way, we gotta move quietly now from now on.
Well, I'm confident that we can maybe creep over and do a little investigation, but I don't think we can. Forgive me, Mr. Van de Ven, you're not an amazing duplicitous. You're honest and you don't sneak around.
That's true. So, is it worth pulling a fast one on him? Say we're here to join the commune?
Yeah, I see that could work. I think if we start by pretending, by sneaking, then we can always fall back on that idea. You know, if we do get caught, we go, we use that idea.
Well, do we want to sneak over and try and take a look at this thing? The other option is we just wait till nightfall. We try and sneak straight through this cave entrance and head straight down.
What was that about sneaking there?
Nice.
Yeah.
I call across the pond. Vandervan, you dropped your flask. Birds flying away.
Yeah, I kind of see that as like we investigate. If we look at the tower and we don't find anything interesting there, I kind of agree. We go straight for the
We
cave.
don't
entrance.
necessarily need to deal with Groth and his people if we
No,
can just get
yeah,
through.
I feel like that's just
the
going to
cave
complicate.
is kind of the smoking gun. They, these types. They wrote about the. Didn't they write about like going inside
Yeah.
the inner world? That's where they went. Clearly, I mean, it's not like it's a party.
There's
cave.
even a supply cage next to it. It's
The only thing would be is if this town has something to do with Nora.
Well,
But I don't know if
it's
I don't know
possible
why it
your
would.
sister is here.
What if this is where, people are being possessed, right? I mean, that's what we think. People like Carol, they were being put into a dream and led up here. These people look pretty possessed.
Maybe Esmeralda is part of that. Maybe she's
Who's Esmeralda?
Esmeralda.
Ash.
Miss Ash.
Oh, Esmeralda Ash.
Sorry, we're on first name.
Yeah, I thought her first name was Ash.
Okay. Maybe she's part of it. Or
Yeah, it's quite
or not.
possible.
I don't know. But
Well, I don't think we're gonna find out up here.
If this fellow, the other, if join the commune, might cause them to ask more questions. What if we just here to buy moonshine?
Yeah. That could work.
We've got a cart full of supplies that, as much as I hate to say it, might not be particularly useful, and potentially that makes them valuable to people up here. We've got the bathtub. I bet no one has one, unless not one as
and
nice
a bunch
as this.
of what are they, like Agatha Christie novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hardy Boys. Okay.
And a rice cooker.
And a rice cooker.
At the same time,
oh, that's not for sale. That's not for sale. That's not for sale. That's family property.
It's a prototype.
at the same time, it might not be such a bad thing if we avoid them entirely.
Well,
So from here, you have a few, like you said, you have a few options. The tower could be accessible if you went around to the right. The caves could also be accessible if you went around to the left. And the town is in the center. It could be bypassed, but there are patrols moving semi-regularly. You could bail the car and try and go on foot, or you could bring the car further than the book thinks you should have done and bring it down the cave. And we'll just figure out what happens from there.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure the car should have been left behind by now.
This is a special.
So that's a challenge.
This is a special car. I wouldn't be averse to this is like the we're bringing the car with us the whole way.
This is a car maintained by a weird scientist.
Yeah, if anything.
funded by infinite money.
Oh yeah.
If there's any car that
They
can
can do
get
it,
to
it's
this
this one.
point of the adventure,
And if you
it's this
bail on the
one.
bathtub, the chat will ride.
It's also done the most damage to I think we should go to I think you and I should go and have a look at the totem. And the tower. Do the two of you want to basically prepare the car to try and get it up to the mountain? I mean, you have some engineering skill, and Edie's pretty good.
Yeah, I
I can
dabble.
look at the
Well,
car
it's his car.
regardless.
Yeah.
Nobody knows your car like you do.
That's right. I ride it at most.
So what's the plan? You two are gonna, José and DeMartino are gonna circle around to the tower.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to split up that much though.
Especially if there are any more of those.
Yeah, these guys are well armed and how they're like groups of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we all go together, there's a higher risk that we get caught.
Yeah,
That's
but if
true.
we split up, there's higher risk we die.
You're right. I mean, yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I think whatever we do, we should do it together.
From up here, they could literally be the cavalry arriving if they come down in the car. It's a downward slope from this point.
Oh,
Just
we need
release the
can
handbrake and roll.
We should have a signal to get you guys to come in.
Gunshots?
Yeah.
That tends to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a
Okay.
signal.
Yeah. Jose, good on you.
If you can, I don't know how much firearms you've listened to, but handgun gunshots might be better. It sounds like these folks have hunting rifles. There's always the risk that they discharge if they're hunting animals or something. I mean, it looks like they're not really in a
If
position
you hear
to do
like
that.
one shot, probably don't come. If you hear several, that means we're in trouble.
That sounds like a plan.
So the two of you are going to sneak down and around to the tower. That'll be an hour or more on foot. Probably more if you're trying to be sneaky. Double that. And the two of you are going to what? Try and kit out the car a little bit to get a little bit further. Refuel it with everything you have and then...
Refuel it, ditch anything we don't need.
You don't have anything you don't need.
Don't we have a bathtub on the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you need that.
Wait, what's the relationship between these two statements? I don't understand.
I'm thinking more like put the snow chains on, or take them off, or get everything you need to get
Get rid of
that
the
car.
last of the rations.
Yeah.
And your rope. Get
Can
that shit.
I ask in chat?
Chat has used helping hand on bathtub.
Cool.
They can't do that.
Does that mean anyone rolling to get rid of the bathtub has to do so with
Or
negative
anyone
odds?
attempting to preserve the bathtub
Yeah,
has.
I think it's fair if you're preserving the life of the bathtub, you have
You get
advantage.
a bonus die.
Okay. Vanderven, just explain to me why we need the bathtub.
Well, I just thought it'd be a scenic way to relax up here in the mountain.
Okay, and then explain to me why there are books inside it.
Well, we have to.
It's
What if the books have that? The books are mine.
Well, they're yours.
And if he gets to bring a bathtub, you get to bring books.
Yeah,
it's
I
only
need the
fair.
book. We need the bathtub because where are we gonna store the books?
The bathtub is also, as it's strapped to the roof, it's serving as like a, you don't have a roof rack or anything, so just random stuff's been piled in. But it has a nominal use.
It's actually this is our weird science invention. It catches firewood, and then we just empty it out, and there's all the kindling.
Fine, stays.
Oh man.
Just if it's the bathtub or like death, I'm cutting the bathtub loose.
Harsh but fair, I think.
Who's dead?
Well, Reaper revived a bear, so
Alright.
it might be
Chat
dead.
used.
What else
What is
do
it? What's the like revive the
Emergency
Emergency
treatment.
emergency aid on bath?
It just reappears. That won't work if the bathtub gets left. It's getting left.
Alright.
All right. Okay. So can the two of you please make stealth rolls as you're going to begin to circle around, and for you two, I guess a mechanical repair or an engineering, and you can be assisted by Vanderven.
Do you want us both to make stealth rolls, or is this something where, since we're literally teaming up together, we can kind of one of us makes an advantage? And
I
work through
like
this?
that.
Yeah.
No, but oh, okay. Can I roll then?
Yeah, you do it. You
Because-
take an advantage.
hang on.
Because
then.
if I want to roll it so that I can tick it when I succeed.
The problem is,
Surely
what's
you
your
both wanna
stealth?
roll.
How good are you at this?
I'm not bad. 45.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. Yes, I will. I'll say that you both having each other's backs and you're going down. Yeah, one of you can roll with it.
You go ahead. You roll it.
Okay, I'll roll with advantage. I'm 56, by the way.
Oh,
Hot dog.
Not years old in stealth.
two of both.
I rolled a 13.
Fumble. Okay. All right.
Hey.
You begin to walk down, and it's going to take you a couple hours. You're sort of skirting through bits of wood and carefully sliding down the muddy portions. The rain that happened again overnight has left this area slick and hard to travel through. The two of you, how'd you go, Edie?
Success 3.
Okay.
Whoa.
Shit. All right. What modifications would you like to make? Basically,
Okay.
it's ready to go.
Has it been damaged? It's not damaged or
No,
anything.
it hasn't.
Okay.
He shot the other one.
You know what you should do? You put like something on the front to deal more damage when you
Could
Spikes.
I take the bathtub and put it on the front?
with the feet poking outwards like
Lion's claws. You can put the bathtub facing out and scoop stuff.
like a snowplow.
Snowplow. It's not snowing. is
And
it?
it's porcelain.
Okay. Well, we're taking it down the cave, right?
You do a few things. Like I would say, you could do like you give it like a nitrous boost that you can activate one time to just go really fast.
Weird science for the win.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, okay. Could I
Put spikes on the wheel so it can go up a wall for a little while and shit. Like weird science. You've got some gear with you. What do you want to do?
Can I wait? I was gonna be like, can we put on like night vision? But this is lights.
Engage. Click.
You
Maybe.
could have like mega lights, like set
spotlight.
them up
Yeah, you
around
have just
the
a
thing.
ton of lights, and in all directions, just blast light.
Oh yeah,
out.
if we're going into a cave, that's probably pretty.
I think our current risk as well is just not being able to get this thing to where we need it to be. Like losing the ability, we can't drive it up here, we can't drive it down here. So anything that helps the movement would probably also be really useful. 'cause
Yeah,
otherwise
can
we'll have
I-
to ditch it.
Or
You could
anything
run-
makes it run silent.
I was
Yeah.
gonna suggest making
Run
it
silent would
quieter.
be pretty cool.
If you could salvage some stuff, you could possibly make a second bathtub.
I like running silently.
Just
Especially because in my mind,
A
it's just
mega
you,
muffler.
yeah, I was thinking you just jam socks in all the exhaust and stuff. There, now it's quiet. It's going to explode. It's quiet. But yes, if you want to, you can spend your time basically making the engine completely silent. If it hits things, it will still do stuff, but
Yeah.
it runs.
Can I do anything to make it more maneuverable as well? Like, I like the spikes thing because that's not like a huge modification.
What you can, I tell you what, you can do both. So it's going to run silently is a ongoing until it gets damaged or something, and the second one is spikes. That's going to be a single use. You can be like deploy, and they go out of the car and drives up something vertical for a moment, and then it's used. Okay, so you set yourself to doing that, basically using Van der Van as a
I hold the torch.
Yeah. Yes,
Wrench
Dad.
monkey.
Yeah. And you begin to work under.
He uses his money to like pat the end.
It's the muffler. You're shoving money into it.
Hundreds. Okay, and you guys, it's going to take a couple hours as the two of you continue down. Can I get, once you're in the undergrowth, it's harder to see this thing. There's trees all around you and you're trying to just keep your general trajectory. Can I get a track test, please, to continue, and a listen test to hear out to find if any people are approaching. You are hidden, but you want to know if they're coming.
I rolled a 50. I have 50 track.
Well done.
I rolled a 95. I have 60 in listen. So it's not a fumble.
No, do you want to push it?
I think I might have to, because
You are stealthed, you are hidden currently, you're walking very carefully and you've been doing so. This is just does someone get a little too close for comfort. You have to deal with that.
I am also skilled in listen, if that matters.
I think you're focusing on the tracking for the moment.
yeah.
If you push this, you will need to, basically you're currently hidden, you'll need to perk yourself up and get a clear, ear line on the surrounding area. If you fail, you might be spotted if something is there.
I'm busy looking at the ground. I leave it entirely in your hands, so I can blame you.
60% chance. 60%.
Yeah, or 40% chance of yet another fumble. And how's this stream gone so far?
A 40%
chance
chance of a fumble. It's
Well, if you push it,
yeah, true.
it basically is.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it, though.
Okay, alright. You think about it and then you just crouch back down and you continue on. Alright, as you skirt through the last of the underbrush, you've got a pretty good beeline on it. You make your way through and eventually emerge in a section where you can see this large tower. As you get there, though, there's currently a patrol moving around there. 6 people are nearby it. They've broken out some basic provisions, and they're eating them with no signs of enjoyment or anything. They're just crouched around it, consuming. You may need to wait a while if you want to outweight them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with them another way.
Let's just have
Okay. Given it's moving, it was early morning, finish the drive. It's probably lunch. Alright, it's probably going to be another couple hours or so. You two at the top don't hear anything or see anything for a while. You take any actions or you're going to wait for the gunshots? This thing's silent now. You could probably fall.
Maybe we could push forward a little bit just to test it. Nothing wrong with being slightly closer if they need us.
I like it.
Okay, can you make a drive auto test, please?
My track order was just not good enough.
But you've definitely ticked it by now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
next
yeah.
time, oh boy!
I'm gonna lock that down to a success 2.
Okay, alright, yeah.
We're like sitting there and they could roll up.
You roll along down the completely silently moving through the trees. At one point you stop, and just past the other bridge you can see a patrol goes past. You just turn off the lights. You sit there and then you release the hammer and right past them as they continue marching on. You're making good progress. You're a little ways behind them, and you're going to need to keep on going quietly, but you're basically currently just going past the village itself in your silent car. Alright, the patrol gets up and moves on, heading around, completing a counterclockwise motion, and heading vaguely in the cave-ish direction. Actually, no, they're not going far enough to the cave. You actually don't think that's being patrolled. They're staying closer around the town.
Off to the let's have you take a look at this thing. I'm gonna.
Does it seem to have an entrance of any kind?
As you hoof up towards it, it does not appear to have an entrance. It is completely secured from the weather. Moss and stuff has moved in around it. You can see a couple of chips at the lowest portions. A wooden stepladder has been left leaning up against one side, and some of the higher blocks have been removed, it looks like. Possibly taken down or used in that totem you saw earlier. Do you want to give me a either engineering or archaeology roll? Otherwise, if you have something else you'd like to roll.
Do you want to try Colts? Just basically figure out like, oh, this is for this.
Yeah, you can do some call.
I've got a bit of a cold. How's your climb?
Yeah, I can get up to the top if you want me to.
I'm not getting up there. I don't
Yeah, can I check if there's anything on the top? Can I get a close-up look at the stuff
Are you
up there?
climbing?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for a contest. Nope.
Nah, no luck on a cold.
Whatever this is, I mean, it's big and significant. It has stood the test of time, but there's no carvings in it. Seems to have been built carefully, but not with, you're not sure at the end of the day. How'd you go?
Yeah, I've succeeded.
Alright, you begin to climb up, finding it fairly easy. Hoof, you get to the top and pull yourself out and over onto it. From up here, you have a decent view over the. You can see a car. Not too far back, slowly creeping around past yet another patrol.
I'll get down quickly before I'm spotted, but
Yeah.
you can't get me up here. No,
Your
okay.
eyes flash.
But there's no. I'm not getting to the top and like seeing there's a key at the top or anything like that.
But is it like hollow on the inside? Oh, it just
Seems to be just completely filled.
Oh, okay.
I'll climb back down.
Okay, you get to the bottom, and as the two of you circle around in the car, you've made eye contact with Jose, so you both know where you are, but you probably wouldn't want to get too much closer. There's patrols in that area. You're staying on the outskirts a little bit, and it's hoping not to be noticed.
They've driven over.
Oh.
They've got the cars right over.
Why would they do that? How can I not hear it?
I guess they must have shoved money in the muffler.
It's the only way.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go see what. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have.
All right, we don't need another roll for that, but you are aware that this area is riddled with people, and going any closer, it is dangerous. You get to the car, and down with the windows, and you've reconvened.
Hey, either one of you guys good with knowing about buildings and stuff?
What kind of what do you mean buildings?
Like it's a tower
What,
made of
what
stone.
do you mean? What do you mean? Like,
do you know about them?
I guess.
what do you mean? Do I know about them?
I mean, do you know about them?
From what I knew about the town, from my history success too, did that tower factor into it? Would you like me to roll again?
It's just that I know of buildings, DeMartino. They're everywhere.
I
It's
know of
mentioned
buildings
that
too.
they are territorial of where they stay, and they believe their ancestors have been here for a long, long time, and they're never giving this area up. Could stand a reason that the tower is not of significance for them. Could also be that the cave is important to them. That was the best way of
I really like what the GM just said.
I don't think there's much we're going to find out from this thing. I think we should we've got the car close already. I think we wait till nightfall, then we drive up to the cave.
You want to go straight to the cave?
I think so.
Okay.
You're about midday-ish. Nightfall is not for another 4 hours or so.
There's also, there's the risk that they have a nightly meeting right here or something. That they change up their patrols, or worse still, that those things that came out that we passed by on the road, they come back at night or something. Why don't we just get it?
Yeah, I agree. I think we just go. Let's just go.
We go in the cave. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean,
Set
Have
the
we
cave
seen
gear.
any? We haven't seen a large warehouse at the back of this village where we reckon a bunch of people could be stored or something, have we? We didn't see.
There's some closed buildings.
there's
The
a
doors,
distillery
and
for moonshine.
the windows are all barred. Not like bars,
Yeah.
but shuttered, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I think that the people have probably been taken down there, and I base that on why would you take them this far and then leave them at the top?
Yeah.
I just don't
So-
want to miss your sister.
Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure if we go into the center of town and find the head honcho, he's gonna be the one who, is hypnotize them all. Yeah?
We don't want to
Would we just
necessarily
be-
put ourselves in front of him either.
Yeah, we would just be putting ourselves at risk if we did that.
Let's go to the cave. I
Okay,
think.
yeah. I'm okay with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you going now, or are you going to wait until
I think we go now.
I think we go.
I want to spend as little time around these armed patrols as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
No
if we
time like the present.
yeah.
Alright. The engine roars into ignition completely silently, and as you begin to rumble, you begin to around and towards the cave. I will need one last stealth roll and one last drive auto. The stealth roll can be made with a die of advantage because I presume you're all looking out
Oh,
and
I haven't
rounding.
used my advantage yet.
Oh, yeah,
use
do
it
it.
here. Use it here. You do the
Do you want
stealth.
to roll
roll.
the stealth?
You do stealth.
I did the last
Double
one.
fumble.
After
No,
you spend...
you're more likely to
I
than
rolled...
letting you in the lead.
Oh, god dang it. I rolled...
Reroll it if you rolled the wrong ones.
I rolled 2, like, single dice.
Yeah, reroll.
It's like, why is that make sense? Okay.
You good?
Success 1 for me.
Okay, and DeMartino?
Success trace.
Nice. All right, you see one more patrol go past. It's like the most. It's about of the 6, 4 of them, 5 of them are like mountain men looking, mountain men or women, dressed in sort of fair like overalls and very dirty. And one of them looks like a rather bewildered tourist with a gun. But you're able to point them out, and Edie moves around them. And as the headlights are activated, as night falls, and they fill the cave below you, wheels roll forward once more, and you begin to descend down into the earth. And we're going to leave it there to pick up next time. Hot dog.
Did we just skip like half a chapter in the town?
We're real close to living up twice.
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, man, happens.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the way.
That's alright.
And
I'm
we
excited
got
to
the
know-
car in
And
there.
the bathtub. And you only had to fight a zombie there
Yeah,
once.
and like, we'll probably come back to this chapter on the way back up.
That's true.
Yeah, when you're fleeing and you have no time to screw around with people with guns. Yeah, almost certainly. All right, well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you for adding a
Bye.
degree of chaos
Oh, yeah.
to the stream of chaos. Where are we?
Oh
Look
my
at us,
God.
the full circle, or
You
whatever.
guys put the chaos in chaos.
So we will be back next week at the same time. In the meantime, though, the video will go live on Friday, so you can check it out there along with all the previous broadcasts. And Mike Mason's stream is happening tomorrow morning, so make sure you check that out. That's 8 p.m. GMT or 7 a.m. Australian time, and something in America. I think 11 a.m. or something.
Looks like midday. Pacific?
Midday. Oh, it's so close. It was an hour off. And that's midday Pacific in America. So make sure you check that out. In the meantime, thanks. Ska-chow.